Council, and boy, do we have a great show for you tonight. This should be fun. I want to introduce my guests, and let's start off with Mecca Random. Mecca Random, welcome back to the show. This is your third one, I think, right?
I think so. Yeah, 3 or 4. I think I've come on to talk about like specific things, but yeah, this is like the third where I'm here. Yeah, well, I feel like Joan Rivers filling in for Johnny Carson, right?
Everyone loves Mecca Random. I get 100% positive feedback about Mecca Random, so she's going to keep coming back here. She's awesome. And then, of course, we've got 2 legends with us tonight, 2 legends of the Fandom Menace. First and foremost, okay, I'm going to say last and least to the other one, but first and foremost comes Anna, that Star Wars girl. Welcome, Anna.
Hello.
Hello. You've been hanging out with Cecil too much.
I have.
It's great to have you here. And then, of course, the leader of the Fandom Menace. We've got him back. You know what? We've done 4 episodes of the High Council since he quit. He's done 2 of them. Ladies and gentlemen, Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy?
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Jeremy, not having time for another High Council, coming to you with another live stream. Hi, everyone. I don't have the screen name in front of me. Somebody said, they flipped a joke on me today on Twitter. It was beautiful, because when you announced I'd be on, they said, oh, Jeremy has time for the High Council, but it doesn't have time for a car video. I was like, damn it, that was beautiful. I loved it. So yeah, really good.
Your memes are the best memes. I gotta admit, your fans love you. We love you too. It's great to have you. We've got a pretty good audience bumping in here. You know what? I made 3 videos already today, so I don't know if notifications are going to go out. If you guys don't mind in the audience, share this out. Let people know what we're doing here tonight, because we are going to have fun. We're going to go over some Star Wars news real quick. It's just quick stuff, and then we're going to watch the review of the Fandom Menace. We're gonna watch this video that was made, and then we're demonizing us. Now, Jeremy, I watched tons of Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins. You know who Tony Robbins is?
Absolutely.
Well, he's all about cultivating positive emotions, and that's what I'm all about too. And I learned from Tony Robbins that all communication is either a loving response or it's a cry for help. And Jeremy, I will tell you this. That video weren't no loving response, okay? So we are going to answer his cry for help with a loving response tonight as we watch his video and go through it step by step. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. First,
I'm sorry. I was going to say, Mauler sent me, when this video first dropped, because Mauler destroyed Major League. How long ago was this, Anna? Because you watch EFAP. How long ago was it?
It was when I was pinning my stuffed animals to the ceiling.
Okay. So, yes,
a few episodes before you and Jeff went on.
Okay, so Mauler sent me a link to it, and he says, hey, he said he features you quite a bit from what I hear, because he hadn't watched all of it at that point. And I was like, oh man. So I click on it and I watch it, and I couldn't stop watching it simply because he couldn't stop featuring me. But then he got to a point, he mentioned my boy EVS, and it reminded me, like, when I first ran across EVS and your Rose Tico video. I was like, this is a great video, because you reminded me of how much I laughed when I saw EVS's first videos. So anyway, sorry to interrupt.
I was pissed off because I got prominent billing in the thumbnail for that video. And I was just in a little tiny piece of it at the end. And we'll get to it. I don't want to spoil anything. If you guys haven't watched this video yet, we're going to watch it together. It is kind of fun in its way. We do like to examine the mental illness of Disney Star Wars fans, like people who are obsessed about it and who cannot tolerate any kind of criticism whatsoever. This is going to be a good time. By the way, we want to send out a shout out, best wishes to Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters. He can't be with us tonight. He has been smooching on Jesse together. I don't know if the chat knows this yet, but Jeff Hicks and Jesse Milestone from Mindless Entertainment, they've merged and they've become Mindless Bullshit. They are a couple. And we wish them the best, but I don't know what happened over their long, week of debauchery that they spent together in LA. But Jeff is in the hospital now, so we want to wish him well. It's nothing serious. I heard he was in the hospital. I was like, girl, what did you do to him? Big man, what did you do to him?
And I visited him a couple days ago. Jeff, he's still sick, but he's doing better.
Okay, yeah, I think he had like strep, right? Is that what I heard?
No, I think the strep came back negative, so they think he just has a cold or something. But
Oh, okay.
they gave him fluids and medicine, so now Jesse is just taking care of him.
He has kissing
Aw.
disease, mono. Oh, Jesse taking care of him. That's good. Everybody, send him good wishes, well wishes. And in the meantime, we are going to send horrible wishes, sickly, sad, angry wishes to Ryan Johnson. Listen, at this point, guys, he is out there talking about his next trilogy, and it seems like it's going to happen. I don't want to be a pessimist.
I did a video on this one.
Well, they can make it. It doesn't mean we'll watch it. Right?
It's gonna be. I mean, I don't know if this is the same article I covered because it wasn't on comicbook.com, the one I covered. But his answer about what this trilogy might be is so vague that it sounds like it doesn't exist, and he's just trying to pretend that it exists. That's how it came off to me.
Oh.
So I don't know. Though. We'll read this one and see if it's the same type of context.
Yeah, we will. He posted a picture of himself hanging out with the guy who played Robin in the Batman or the Dark Knight trilogy. What's his name? Joseph
Gordon-Levitt. Yep.
Yeah, hanging out with him. And I didn't realize how small Ryan Johnson is.
Yeah,
When you see that photograph, he's really small.
he's like my size, Ethan.
He's a manlet.
Wow.
He's a manlet. It is terrifying.
At least his round head doesn't make him look as awkward as oh my god! Somebody shared a meme of it the other day. The black dude that's always doing the civil rights stuff. He used to be with MSNBC. What's his name? Al Sharpton. What's his name? Al Sharpton. Have you seen him since he lost weight? Now he looks like one of those. He looks like on NBA Jam when you used to get the big head mode, and they had these big heads. He looks really creepy. They should put him in a horror movie. But anyway,
they look
beside
like
the
pop,
point.
Yeah, they look like pop figurines. All right, so Star Wars: The Last Jedi director Ryan Johnson details his reasons for pushing the saga forward. Pushing it forward. I mean, it's stuck in the mud. Ryan's going to get behind. He's going to get out and push. Prior to 2017, the most divisive conversations about the Star Wars saga focused on whether fans did or didn't like the prequel films. The debut of Star Wars: The Last Jedi became a line in the sand for many audiences. In fact, most of us, as Ichibaka has proved on his channel, most people kind of walked away from or were disgusted by The Last Jedi. We are the majority. As writer-director, Ryan Johnson embraced the opportunity to break new ground with the film instead of delivering a more expected adventure, with some fans loving the approach while others hated the entry for falling short of their expectations. Lucasfilm, meanwhile, enjoyed the experience enough to offer the filmmaker a trilogy of his own, focusing on new characters. I've got a trilogy for Ryan Johnson, but I only have 2 fingers. Jeremy, can you give me another one?
I can give you 2 if you want. So
Just a trilogy.
No. I want to go ahead and just double down. Ryan gets all the birds we can muster up around here. He's earned every bit of it, motherfucker. Anyway,
Lucasfilm, meanwhile, enjoyed the. All right, so focusing on new characters. This is crazy. Johnson recently revealed why it was so important for him to take chances on The Last Jedi. I think the instant you start thinking in terms of how do you not step outside the bounds of what original movies did, you're not thinking the way the people who made the original movies did. Johnson shared on Creative Processing with Joseph Gordon-Levitt podcast. They were, with every movie, they were pushing it forward. With every movie, they were stepping outside those bounds and pushing the characters into new, emotionally honest, but surprising places. Yeah, bankruptcy. That's why those movies are great. That's why they're alive. If they had been looking at something that came before it saying, oh, we better not do this because that is outside of this or that, it would have been different. This is Ryan Johnson's whole philosophy, by the way. He's like, people wanted something and I gave them something they didn't want. And that was good for them. He's a very strange man. This recollection of why the filmmaker made the choices he made will surely excite fans of the film while frustrating its critics. Anna, do you feel frustrated by that?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Yeah. How about you, Mecca? Are you frustrated?
I'm more at the stage in my life where I'm just annoyed at Ryan Johnson and I'm enjoying, hearing the Cartman sound effects in my head when I slap him with a riding crop, in my mind, figuratively. But yeah.
While fans will interpret these comments to mean Johnson is fearless in paving a new path into the franchise, detractors will interpret his remarks. Let me see if this is correct, because I'm definitely a detractor. So let me see if this is correct. Will interpret his remarks to mean he intentionally negated what came before him merely for the sake of doing so and without earning it. No, I just think he's a fucking idiot. I don't know what his intentions were. Regardless, the filmmaker is currently developing a series of films, the first of which he will write and direct with a story focusing on all new characters. He doesn't have any characters.
He doesn't. It's so vague. There's nothing. They have nothing of substance to explain of what he's doing, because I still don't believe he's doing a trilogy. I really don't. I don't believe it's happening. I believe that Disney is going to continue to stay in damage control. Now, again, maybe he does. And if he does, I'll admit I was wrong. At this point in time, I just don't believe it's happening. There's too many problems with Star Wars. They can't be stupid enough to believe that there's actually an interest for this trilogy. I think they're waiting, though, and maybe they're on the fence. Maybe they're waiting to see how Knives Out performs, and if it just completely tanks at the box office, maybe they're going to go, "Holy shit, we can't. This guy can't touch another movie." I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't think it's happening.
He's remaking Clue, and a guy without a clue is remaking Clue. Should be really great. All right, so I think that the fun and challenging part of it is to dive in, figure out what's exciting, and then figure out what it's going to be. Johnson shared with the Observer of his approach to the new film. We're doing something that steps beyond the legacy. This is his pitch, by the way. This is exactly what he told Kathleen Kennedy. This is his weirdo Avon calling door-to-door salesman. I got nothing in my briefcase pitch that he pitched and he tricked Kathleen Kennedy with. It's incredible. All right, so we're doing something that steps beyond the legacy characters. What does it look like? To me, the blue sky element of it, the empty-headed element of it, is what's most striking about it. I know the way I'm coming at it, and what's fun about it for everyone in George Lucas's films is figuring out what's the next step. It really makes you think and figure out what the essence of Star Wars is for me and what it will look like moving forward. That was a ton of nothing. God damn it. Why does he talk when he says nothing?
Exactly. There's nothing. He has nothing to explain. He has nothing to talk about. So it's this vague nothing answer to try to act like he actually has something going on when he doesn't. He has nothing going on.
He has nothing going on. He has no ideas in his head right now. Still, he has no ideas. Yep. I mean, Anna, do you think he has any ideas at this point?
No, I mean, even his first movie shows that he doesn't have a creative bone in his body. It's just like, let's just take I say this all the time. It's like he saw all the marketing for everything. So he kind of knows what a Jedi is supposed to look like, what a Stormtrooper is supposed to look like. And since he already had everything already made for him, he's just like, all right, let's kind of put all this jumbled fuck together and see what happens. And then it fails. And he's like, well, you guys are all just a bunch of misogynistic man babies. You don't like my art. And it's like, that's not art. That's like a finger painting you're trying to pass off as a billion-dollar painting.
Mecca, what do you think of all this? What's your feeling?
I wonder if this isn't just to distract us from like all of the Disney whistleblower stuff and all of, the fact that they might have fudged $6 billion, the fact that, I wonder if that's to just distract people and say, no, see, we're still making movies. We're still making Star Wars movies. See, no, ignore that. We're still making all this stuff. And they just let him speak because people only really read the headline. People only really see, hey, they're still making this Rian Johnson's trilogy. And I don't know. I don't think he has any ideas, though. I think he's just one of those people. He sees the visuals, right? He gets the visuals right on some of these things, like Luke staring off into the sun. That was good. The movie around it was terrible. So no, I think he gets the pictures, but doesn't understand the words.
You can surround yourself with people who know how to create great visuals, like me, but it's the idea of people around you that, that's, Rian Johnson is the heart of The Last Jedi. He is the dark, tarry, palpitating heart of evil of that movie. And it was evil. It was just an evil movie. People came out of that going, that wasn't good. That didn't make me feel good about anything in life. And that's what I think separates it from every other Star Wars movie is people came out of the other Star Wars movies, all of them, except for maybe The Force Awakens, which was almost evil. But it was close to being evil. Last Jedi was evil. It was an exercise in cynicism. It was an exercise in despair. And it was a demonstration of failing and giving up. and that's, I think, why so many people didn't want it. And what exactly is so bad about being given something that you want in this story? Because people who pander to Rian Johnson, they're the ones who kind of say, oh, it wasn't what you expected. Yeah, I expected something good. I expected something fun. I expected.
Uh-oh.
Did he freeze?
Yeah,
Hi everyone. I am Ethan Van Sciver, 27-year comic book. Oh, there you go. Okay, I was going to take over for you. So
Mecca disappeared for a second.
Hang on.
Oh,
I forgot to say it though. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, that is, that's the thing. That's what people wanted. People just wanted to feel good, and they didn't feel good. They felt awful, and that's why it's a bad Star Wars movie. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie per se, but it is. That's your judgment. But it is a terrible Star Wars movie, and I think almost everyone should be able to agree with that. Even, what's that guy's name? Brian Young. Even him.
Hey Brian, how are you, buddy? Great hanging out with you at Celebration.
Oh, Spankmatron? Is that the guy?
Spankmatron. Yeah. I couldn't think of Spankmatron.
Didn't mean to interrupt the latte meeting with you and your soy boyfriend. I apologize. So
yeah, a lot of people in the chat are saying, no, it's a bad movie too. It's a bad movie too, and that's fine. But Mecca brought something up that's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm sure all of you guys made videos about this yesterday, about Disney's. Apparently, there's a former accountant at Disney that came forward and just we would call this person a whistleblower, who actually said that Disney has been using kind of skeevy tactics to blow up their numbers.
Cooking the books,
as you would say. And you say billions of dollars. In other words, and they do it in various ways. They will, for example, they will comp things. And then act as though that comp was money in, et cetera, et cetera. But all of this amounted to, according to this one former accountant who was fired for what Disney says was just cause in 2017, $6 billion in a single year, where they reported $10.4 billion in earnings. That is crazy, and of course that sends a message to shareholders that they're not in dire trouble. Now, I was hanging out with a friend the other day, and he got a little bing on his phone, and he goes, "Oh shit, my Disney stock just dropped by 5%." You're welcome. We're helping that happen. That's us. That's the Fandom Menace. But I mean, this is a very serious thing, and I think that if this is true, and all we really have is the word of an accountant who has been there for a decade plus. And was handling some rather large accounts for Disney. So all we have is this person's word. We don't know them. But if it is true, a lot of dominoes are going to fall.
Well, Ethan, this is a woman. We're supposed to believe all women, according to Disney. I think he froze again.
Yeah, he froze again.
He's shot. There he is.
I see myself freeze, but I can still hear you talking. So don't worry about me. Yes, but Jeremy, as you well know, we don't believe all women. In fact, we hardly believe any women. Oh, there goes Jeremy.
Am I freezing?
No, it's Ethan again.
He's freezing.
Okay, now he's stuck. It looks like he's high. And so this is Ethan Van Hiver.
What holy hell is going on here?
Ethan Van Hiver here.
Did you not fix your internet?
No, I did. It's rocking. Hold on a second.
This is exciting.
So picky. You have to hardwire right into your.
Okay.
Right
Am I back? I mean, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Chat, take a shot every time EBS freezes. Okay.
You can drink. You can't even say that.
I said chat, not me.
I know, but still, somebody that doesn't drink can't tell other people to drink.
I can. Don't tell me what I can't do.
I'm going to, and you have to listen to me because I'm a woman.
Believe all women. Anyway, back before EBS freeze. Yeah, so Disney and Hollywood were pushing the narrative that believe all women, you can't question a woman. And now we have a woman accusing them of cooking the books for billions of dollars. So by your logic, Disney, by your rules that you set, I'm believing all women. So you motherfuckers are guilty.
Right?
There you go.
I believe them too. I believe all women. I believe this woman. In this case, I believe all women. I'll change my mind about that tomorrow. But this is all going to lead to a cluster F. I think that's the scientific term, cluster F. as some stuff starts to happen. And we got some bad news tonight, didn't we? Marvel abandoned Spider-Man films in dispute with Sony. They were this close. What do you think about this, Jeremy?
This is I've got a video I'm going to release later on tonight too, and I'll talk about these same points, but it's complicated. I mean, regardless of how we feel about what direction the MCU is going in, and anybody with common sense understands they're going in a social justice direction. They're going very woke. Kevin Feige, I don't love the MCU. I like it. I like certain elements of it. Kevin Feige has built an incredible universe. So Sony now, I believe, with Kevin Feige's fingerprints kind of developing Spider-Man, I believe Sony now has a lot of confidence that they can move forward because, Far From Home just got $1 billion at the box office, which is the highest grossing Spider-Man movie ever. So now Sony feels a lot of confidence to go, oh, we don't need you. We don't need you. And while that makes me happy because Disney can go to hell for everything they're doing and for all of their Thor Love and Thunder porn that they have coming out and the wokeness and the female Thor, that's for Taika Waititi because he doesn't like us saying female Thor. He says that's very offensive to him. Therefore, it's a female Thor. So I'm glad that Disney is getting they're putting themselves in a position where their number one star, because now we no longer have Iron Man. They kind of were setting Spider-Man up to be the new Iron Man, and now they don't have him anymore. So now they're stuck with Captain Marvel as the potential face of the MCU, and that makes me happy. But with Sony, I think they're making a mistake too, because I don't think Sony. I mean, this is the company that gave us the Amazing Spider-Man garbage. So I think both of them. It's a mistake for both of them, and the fans will ultimately lose out. But I'm good seeing the MCU have to rely on Brie Larson. I can't wait for that.
Oh my God! Well, apparently, what happened here is that Disney wanted to split the money with Sony. They wanted a 50-50 deal. Sony said, hell no, walked away from the table. They said, we're going to give you 5% and 5% of the gross. And Disney said, hell no. And then they both started butting heads and whatever. Sony walked away. Sony just said, well, screw you. I don't think this is over. I do think they're going to be able to get Spider-Man. I think this is Sony playing hardball with a kind of weakened Disney. And good for them. I mean, honestly.
I agree. I do think they'll ultimately get it figured out.
Yeah. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about before we go to this this documentary. Oh my goodness.
Documentaries have facts in them though. That's the only difference.
No, not the ones that this guy makes. This guy makes documentaries about being abducted by UFOs. So
this guy's a complete moron. That's all you got to say about him.
Box office. Hollywood is betting that Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker performs like The Dark Knight. Scott Mendelson, God damn it. Why do you do this? I don't even want to read this article. I'm gonna go by the headline. Scott, I'm not falling for it. You troll. Look at your trollish smile. By the way,
it's a rapey face Scott, because that's what he is. Rapey face
like
Scott.
A creeper.
It really is.
He's like the guy who's smiling when he follows these girls who stumble drunk out of the bar home to pick him up.
It's seriously rapey face Scott. That's what I'm going to call him from now on.
So, what do you think? Do you think that the Rise of Skywalker is going to perform like The Dark Knight, which means like overperform, like super califragilistic? No.
See, this is what they're trying to play. They're trying to play mind games with people. The Dark Knight came out in 2008.
I think Jeremy's frozen now. Or is it me? I can't tell. It's like the Twilight Zone.
Everybody's fine. Nobody for me.
Oh, we're all good.
No, okay.
Hi. All right. Anyway, I think they're trying to play mind games here. The Dark Knight came out. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear Jeremy talking?
Yes.
EVS is maybe EVS is playing mind games with me. I'm scared. I'm gonna mute Ethan while I talk, so quit interrupting me when he freezes. No, I'm kidding.
I froze. I can't tell. You look like you froze.
You're working with Scott, aren't you? You're taking me off my point. Just shut him down. Damn it! This is twice now, Ethan. Damn it. No, anyway, but I do think they're playing mind games because The Dark Knight came out in 2008. It barely made over $1 billion, and obviously that was not quite at the golden age of comic book movies and geek culture. That was at the beginning of it. So now it's nothing for a movie to clear $1 billion. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if you're not following this stuff like all of us do, if they're able to say The Rise of Skywalker either came very, very close to the Dark Knight's box office, or if it barely, cleared it, it could clear the Dark Knight's box office by being lower than The Last Jedi. And they're going to try to work that into saying it's a success. They're already preparing for this movie to underperform, and they're trying to tie it to all-time great movies that carry so much weight within the general population that they can go, oh, The Rise of Skywalker did as much as The Dark Knight. And the general public's going to go, oh, wow, that's a success. If you look at it, go, no, it did less than The Last Jedi, and it did $1 billion less than The Force Awakens. So they're setting themselves up because they know what they're in store for.
So you think they're talking about just in terms of the money? You don't mean, oh, I see. Look
at that headline. I mean, that headline is all that matters. It doesn't matter about the context of what he said. It's all about that headline.
Mhm.
And they're going to continue to use, because every time we have a movie come out, it always goes back to The Dark Knight. Today they talked about the new Joker movie and they're comparing it to The Dark Knight. They always compare things to The Dark Knight so they can figure out a way to relate it to that movie. So that's all it is. They know they're on the decline with Star Wars.
Did Dark Knight do better than the other movies?
The Nolan trilogy?
Yeah.
Well, the Batman Begins came out and didn't do great, but that's because it was coming out that was 10 years after Schumacher's Batman.
Mhm.
And so Batman Begins did well, but it only did 400 million worldwide. The Dark Knight did over $1 billion, and then The Dark Knight Rises did a little more than the Rises did a little more than The Dark Knight. So they all got progressively better in that series. But again, these are 2008. The Avengers movies blow these movies away in terms of their numbers, because everything has changed now. That was at the early days of the geek culture, explosion within pop culture. So
Okay. All right. Well, I think we see what's going on there. All right, guys, let us prepare ourselves. Let us prepare ourselves for this. Oh God, horrible. All right, let's watch this with the right spirit,
And I want people to think about this. When he's talking, this guy, this Major Lee, it sounds like he's taking a poop the whole time. I mean, it sounds like he's training. He's like, it's really like he's struggling. So just keep that in mind the entire time this guy's talking. It sounds like he's trying to poop.
He sounds like a frat boy that's drank too much and fallen over too many times.
I just scrolled through it. I didn't actually.
All right,
listen
let's
to him.
check this out. Let's see. We're gonna see each other at our best, I'm sure.
47 minutes. What is wrong with
Here we
this
go.
guy?
This is gonna take forever.
And he includes so many people that have nothing to do with the Phantom Menace.
I know he
It's
includes
so
the guy
funny.
that says he would give other men blowjobs.
Yes.
That's the guy that he was.
This guy, Robert Storms, you're talking about, this guy makes a career off of hating on me. And he says this guy's in the Phantom Menace. I'm like, no, bro, he's on your side.
That's why I say do your research. This guy doesn't do any research.
Well, let me know. Let me know when we see this guy because I'm interested in it. I didn't know.
Oh, froze again.
Ethan, reboot your internet. Ethan, reboot your internet.
Or hardwire if he's not.
Yeah.
I am.
we
though.
lost
Okay.
No, I am. Hold on
Okay.
1 second here. Why is the problem?
YouTube just doesn't like us.
You know what, Ethan? The Jack Show has better structure than your high council. Okay.
God,
Oh,
how
shut up,
embarrassing.
Jeremy.
Okay. I mean, am I here? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I all right? I mean, I'm connected via my Ethernet cable too. This is really stunning. I blame Comcast Cable. I blame a lot of people. I would like to list the people I blame, but I can't. We've got to actually do the show. So, all right, I switched up my internet. I switched over to another channel. Hopefully that will improve this horrible situation.
I blame Disney.
You do? Hold on.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, they're just trying to censor us.
All right.
Hey, Johnny Midnight. I like it. I think that's a pie video. I like that. That's good. If I can see that emoji correctly.
All right. So coming in clear. You ready to go?
No.
No.
She's just dreading
do
it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not quite too thrilled when it comes to president of Lucasfilm,
Starts out with 0. What?
Kathleen Kennedy, and her involvement.
Yeah,
Zero
you know,
has
that's-
nothing.
Can you turn up the volume? I can barely hear it.
Yes.
Pretty
I
low.
can. All right. I'm turning it up all the way there, and we'll see what happens now. Hold on. How's that?
With the Star Wars franchise.
That's better.
Okay, all right. Let's back up just for a second. I got to review this again, like the Zapruder film. He does start out with Mike Zero, doesn't he?
He
Mhm.
does. Yeah.
Warning. Following presentation.
Literally nothing to do with this Fandom Menace.
Like, we wish Mike Zero had something to do with us. Like, I have
Yep.
been trying to get Mike Zero to hang out with the Fandom Menace for a year now, and I mean, Mike Zero is a superhero to us.
We've been trying to confirm of his actual existence in our current time, which we don't even know if he's of this time. You
How
know,
could we be sure of something like that?
So he doesn't talk to anybody, like at all. You can't just get him on Twitter and.
I do have a contact that has contact with him, but it's,
He uses his Twitter just to
Just for videos.
just
Okay.
to promote videos. He doesn't,
Mhm.
he doesn't interact with anyone, and I'm not sure he reads his comments either. But yeah, look, he's a professional. He's doing a great job doing the same shit over and over again, and his channel's dying. But we still love him. We love him. All right, let's watch this.
Your expression won't do you any good now.
It wasn't a long time ago in a YouTube video far, far away. It's been like this past year every day. And it's like right in your house, dickhead. It's not. All right.
Now, apparently, Disney is not quite too thrilled when it comes.
Oh my God. Take a long second to get used to that face. I mean, seriously, like I've used that picture a few times on different. That's an upsetting picture. That is a ghoulish. That is the face of hell. Like, I will have your soul eventually. Soon you will be mine. It's scary. That's a scary looking woman. The Horse Awakens. All right, let's.
Kathleen Kennedy, Disney isn't too thrilled.
Sorry. It's a perfect circle, though. I mean, you can't deny when I say that people go, it's not really. And I go, no, it is. And I hold up a circle template to the screen and it is a perfect circle.
yes, we're never going to get through this video. EVS is going to pause it every 3 seconds. We're not-
I can't help it. I love all these people. I'm like in love with all of these characters. They're all in my little YouTube drama. Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy.
I know they're more entertaining than the movies.
They're way more entertaining than the movies could ever be. All right, let's see. Look at all these people just like looking away at them. Nobody wants to make eye contact or talk.
That's because they know what a disaster it is that they're working on, and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy knows nothing. He has no idea what he's doing."
Okay.
Thrilled with Kathleen Kennedy and her involvement with the Star Wars franchise.
Kathleen Kennedy, her time is
This is early Jeremy.
Oh wow, I remember that setup.
That's like your oldest setup ever,
Yeah.
too.
Mhm. Yeah.
He was like a 2-year-old video.
Was it St. Patrick's Day? That's all I want. Please explain that shirt. I have a shirt
This
like
is-
it, though.
This is pretty much the only clip that, like, the only video he shows. I think, like, he just continues to show clip from this video right here.
Was this a bad day for you? I mean, what is going on? I mean, why did he choose this? And you're right, he does. He picks you. You're like on a rampage in this video.
Yeah. But thank you for. I'm glad he brought the old school setup. I've heard so many people say bring that setup back. That is the old hat, by the way. This is the newer hat. So that's really the only thing that's changed. So
All
I
right,
should have worn that same exact shirt and hoodie tonight. I should have done that.
all right, very good. Let's see.
up. She is being fired because she is terrible at her job. It's that simple.
I feel like she doesn't get Star Wars.
Logically, it makes
Now, who's this? This is Den of
What
Nerds.
is that?
Nothing to do with the Phantom Menace. I've gotten in fights with this guy.
Yeah. Well, he's a guy from Den of Nerds. He did reach out to me. Like I think I said something on Twitter where he was nearby. I don't really know. But I got a message from him, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, hey man, are you Fandom Menace?" I think did I ask him that? But anyway, it was a kind of cordial kind of meeting, and I think he's going to be on my show, or I'm going to be on his, or something like that. So.
Yeah, I got into it with him, and you know, we cleared it up or whatever. I mean, he can go fuck himself, but I mean, it's fine. We cleared it up. But he talked shit about me. He misrepresented me. I introduced something called facts to him, and he backed off like he should have. So don't fuck with me anymore, Den of Nerds. But he's not Fandom Menace, and so already Major Lee, you have already chopped off the little penis you had. Now you have no credibility. You've already featured two people out of the 3 that are featured aren't even Fandom Menace.
He has the same shelves as me. The shelf that he has all his pops on, I have them in white. He got them at IKEA.
See, I need those. I just have the cage things, and they're great for everything, but I feel like everything's just like in little cubicles.
Why does he, that's not real brick. That's like a poster of a brick.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. It's Z-Brick from the 1970s. That's crazy. All right, let's keep going with this. Everyone in the chat is yelling at me. They're just like, hey, stop, just play it. No, the point is we're going to stop and we're going to talk about it. We can't just play it. You could go watch it yourself. We want to talk about this video. That's all. All right.
Makes sense for Lucasfilm to want to remove Kathleen Kennedy.
She is gone. It's either she's already gone or it's going to happen. There's no doubt about it.
Jeremy, don't feel bad. I was saying the same shit. Oh, here comes Anna. Okay.
Oh my god. This is embarrassing. I can't watch him.
This is a nice freeze frame right here.
This is like the face that everyone always makes memes of me, and they pick the worst pictures of me ever, and this, I already can see it. Oh no.
All right, here we go.
Are you fucking kidding?
Whoa!
Yeah! Boom!
I don't even know what video this is.
I think this is the one you made for Geeks and Gamers about Kathleen Kennedy. I think this is it.
I made so many, I don't even remember. My face is red now.
Out of the screen. Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
hold on, I want to see that again.
John Malin just said Anna from the 70s.
He's been giving me shit because of my hair part. Because he said only people from the 70s have it parted down the middle, like me.
Oh, I've got mine parted down
in the 80s too, in the 80s. But no, if you look at all the Manson family women, they all had it parted exactly like that. So watch.
It's either she's already gone or it's going to happen. There's no doubt about it.
Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of human are you?
What the hell kind of human are you? And it moves in on this thing, this skeleton wrapped in chicken skin. And I mean, it's like, you're not wrong, Anna. The thing about it is that you're not wrong. And by the way, the hairstyle looks good on you. You don't look like squeaky chrome.
Now, Anna, I don't know if you remember this, but if that is the video you made for Geeks and Gamers, and you made several, but there was one of them where I had to actually, you're like, is this okay? I was like,
no, that wasn't that one. The one that you're talking about, I had my hair up in like a bun thing.
Okay, but there was one, she went so savage that I was like, I need to take some of this out because this is going to get us all in trouble because she was losing her mind. She was so mad. I was scared watching it. I was even scared to ask her if I could take it out. I was like, I don't even want to message this crazy person right now because she's scaring me. But she was so mad and she was going after Lucasfilm so passionately. I'm like, hey, Anna, hi. How are you? All
right. Anna goes, what the hell kind of human being are you? We don't know. I mean, that picture, we don't know. Okay, let's keep going.
What the hell kind of woman are
you? Oh, he froze again. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I sound like a baby.
You're wearing a different shirt. It's the same shirt, but it turned blue. You know?
Is gone.
Gone.
In my opinion, she's gone. Bet your ass the woman is gone. Looks like
what is with the close-ups on your luscious?
That makes me look more evil and angry, and that's the narrative he's trying to build. Because Jeremy's an angry white male who hates women.
I think he wants to kiss you. I have a completely different.
You want to zoom in on your face so you can see it right in his face.
Right? I would not touch him with Ryan Johnson's mosquito dick. Okay, there's no way ever it wouldn't happen.
Okay.
We could very well.
Oh god, that picture again. It's getting worse and worse. That's a Halloween mask, and don't even say it isn't. That is really spooky, and I don't know why. All right. I think he, like later on in the video, he gives humanity to Kathleen Kennedy. So I think that's where we're leading here. He's a very subtle filmmaker. Let's go on.
The successor to Kathleen Kennedy being announced as early as September.
That was the worst day ever.
That was funny though. That's a good cut. I'll give him that.
Oh, yeah, it's a good cut. But
No, that's the day Anna and I got to make a video from the set of the Vader fan film because of this. Remember that, Anna? Yeah. So that was our first video like together in person, and
freaked out that janitor person.
yeah.
And then Jeremy broke my phone.
Why do you gotta bring that up?
You broke his phone. What happened?
Does she want to? Do you want to leave the part out where I paid for it too? You want to leave that part out?
You paid for it to get the screen fixed, and then I had to send it in. But you broke it. But never mind. That was the day on the Vader fan film. Continue.
Mecha Random, am I wrong or right when I say that this moment right here, this moment proved that Lucasfilm deliberately sends out fake news through, all of these shill media sites in order to fuck with critics?
I think they do. Yeah.
That's what this was all about, because they absolutely said, I mean, they gave us the date. They leaked the date that she was going to be fired. They leaked all this information so that we would go, well, look, yeah, she's going to get fired. And it all made sense so that they could kind of do this and go 3 more years.
Well, they did the same thing. They did the same thing with Alex Kurtzman being fired from Star Trek to the Star Trek channels. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to run with that. And I know Gary and Doomcock both ran with it. And then I made a video like around the same time as Midnight's Edge saying, yeah, I don't think he's fired. If they do anything, they'll move him up. So because I remember this from Kathleen Kennedy, I remember that whole thing. So yeah, I think that's one of the first times they did it that I can, at least as far as my YouTube stuff.
Well, Lucasfilm they're internet trolls. I mean, this was a cosmic gay ops effort, as they call it on the internet. I mean, that's essentially what it was, to just get everyone to run with this news. And since then, I mean, look, what people like this weirdo who made this video need to understand is all we do, all our channels do is respond to the shill media. Well, we don't know. I mean, I don't know if Jeremy has insider sources. I used to think I had a couple, but I'm pretty sure they were, Lucasfilm operatives who were feeding me fake information just so that they could do this.
I do have sources, and I just say that for all of the people that are sucking Mickey's dick and can't get the sources. I don't have to do that, and I have sources, and I get into Disneyland for free, and it's not a shit you can do about it, and it pisses all of you off. Disney Critic, shout out to you.
Okay. Disney Critic, I love that guy.
You do? I do too.
Have you seen him? He's a little green bean. I mean, he lives with his mommy. Oh, it's really sad. I can't pick on him. Like, once if I hadn't seen his video first, then I'd probably be dunking on him more. But I saw his video, and he almost cried when he saw how we were. He cried because he's the guy who made the video about how there was a man who took his 2 sons to Disney World, and they were wearing Soilo shirts, all 3 of them. And he was like, how could you do that in the most happiest place in the world, Ethan? You're bringing your poison, your toxic poison. Luckily, there are no babies who can wear that shit. And that's when we made baby size.
Hey, I wore my Soilo shirt to Disneyland and took a picture with Chewbacca.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You did.
That's wonderful. All right. So let's see. So this is gay ops, essentially. We all got tricked. And this proves they don't know anything. No, it proves that Lucasfilm and Disney feed out fake news to their social media websites in order to mess with the flow of information.
Mm-hmm.
There are really only 2 types of Star Wars fans.
Okay. That's very simple-minded.
No,
What's
I'm
that
not.
supposed to mean?
Why so binary? Yeah. So all right, let's
Not
go.
3, not 6, not 8, just 2.
Men and women, right? Just 2 genders. I'm pretty sure.
There's the type that go to Star Wars Celebration and
That's us.
do stuff like this.
I would never do anything like that ever. Not once. Anna would, though. Anna would.
No.
I would do this, probably.
Then there's the type that do stuff like this.
Yeah, ruin.
Look at him. He's a good guy. You're picking on him. He keeps picking on all the good guys, right?
Anthony's
His
great.
Twitter is so entertaining.
Yeah, I love this guy. This guy's cool.
He is cool. Which of us is having more fun right now?
Really.
We're having a lot of fun so
I
far.
like how he just assumes that we can't do both. Like we
Yeah.
went to Star Wars Celebration and we also have, Twitters.
He said, I mean, this really is disturbing behavior. Yes, it is. It's Ryan Johnson in a pink wig with that is disturbing. Incredibly disturbing. All right.
Dressed as the chicken shoulder bathwater? Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, gamer girl.
Belle Delphine.
You know what? Nothing is disturbing if it's funny. No, I would just like to tell this asshole that this video is not funny. Everything that Ruin Johnson does is funny. And if it's funny, it's not disturbing. It's just fun.
Did he freeze again?
Did he
Did he
freeze
freeze
again?
again?
Oh my god.
Oh, boy, Ethan, boomer Ethan.
Well, let me know when I come back.
All right, you're here. You're
Okay,
here.
all right. All I said was that, Ruin's funny. Okay, let's go on.
And also dripping with irony because only a man baby would create an account like this.
Dude, you're talking about Star Wars fans. In some respect, we're all, those of us who are men, you get two choices, as you pointed out. There are men and women. Those of us who are men, you could call us man babies. I'm okay with that. We are engaged in a childish hobby for fun. That's okay. You don't. Are these guys not man babies? They're all adults here. These guys, they're all fully grown. Okay. We're
Spending
fans.
hundreds
Fans
of
of
dollars
science
on
fiction.
Star Wars
Now,
toys.
Star Wars is an incredibly popular thing, and it has a lot of fans. So much so that it has bred its own light and dark sides of fandom. The dark side of Star Wars fandom is a mental illness that's been building for years. Ever since.
Wait, does he have a PhD? And how can he diagnose that as a mental illness? Like,
This is
Dr. Phil?
This is the mental illness, not the people who are criticizing Star Wars because it sucks right now. That's
Ethan,
not.
Cecil is backstage.
Oh, let me bring him in by all means. Hold on one second. All right, Cecil. Thank you, Cecil, for being here. I appreciate you.
Hello.
Hello.
Cecil, how are you holding up, my friend? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. But you know what sucks? I just found boxes of photos and I'm like fucking depressed by how fucking skinny I was.
No.
I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, my God.
When were you skinny?
Second
Second grade? I mean,
it was a couple years now. It was I wish I could show these photos. You'd be like, you're fucking lying. But I have the same tattoo, so I could. That's the only way they'd be able to identify me from this is the fucking tattoo. That's the only thing that's fucking the same. What a fucking bloated monstrosity I've become.
It's okay, Cecil. There's just more to you to love now.
That's correct. Cecil, we're all rooting for you. Cecil has been ejected from his sister's basement.
This is true.
And his wealthy sister. And so we're all hoping that you'll land on your feet somewhere, somewhere nice. Like, keep us informed. You know what we're doing tonight? We're looking at this crazy video that this weirdo made about the Phantom Menace. And he seems to want to demonize us and particularly Jeremy. Now, he's right about Jeremy, but he's wrong about the rest of us. And we need to stand tonight and watch this video. You ready to start with us? We're going to be goofing on this a little bit, all right?
Yes, of course.
All right. My friend Cecil. Thank God for you. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Now, what I was saying before was the mental illness is entirely in articles like obsessive articles about toxic fan culture. That's mental illness. That's insane. Criticizing shitty movies and enjoying and laughing at shitty movies, that's perfectly normal and perfectly healthy. Getting upset about it when it has nothing to do with you and it is not affecting your bottom line or your life in any way, that is mental illness. Thank you. I am a doctor. I will diagnose mental illness. Cecil, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I totally would accept your diagnosis, doctor.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very
much.
Well, more than this guy who can't even get who's in the Phantom Menace, right?
Yeah. He doesn't do his research.
All right, here we go.
Midpoint of the George Lucas era. Some might say the fan frustrations really culminated during the special editions.
Yeah.
Others would say during the prequels. And some would say during the most recent sequel trilogy. aka the Disney era. But the fandom menace, as it likes to be known, is simply a group of
Who came up with the fandom menace? Why do we like to be known that as that? You know,
I think you came up with it.
I don't
the
think I
name.
did.
T-shirt.
I made a T-shirt, but I don't think I'm the first one to say it. I think someone else might have said it, and I picked up on it. I liked it. I thought it was
Well,
cool.
you popularized it within our community. I'll tell you that much. I mean, you're the one that made me aware of it for sure, and I think so many others. So I would put you at the forefront of at least popularizing the term.
Well, I thank you for that. Fandom menace, you know, it's ironic. I mean, this guy's like, there's the dark side of fandom. No, the dark side of fandom are the weirdos who have ruined Star Wars and driven it into the ground, and those who are actually accepting it and letting it happen without criticism, who are pretending to support it and think it's a good idea. They're killing it. The bright side of fandom is us, the people who are saying, no, stop it. We call ourselves the fandom menace because we know that that's what mentally ill people think we are. They think we're a menace. We're not. We are, of course, light and human sunbeams. Right?
And it is a great play on the word phantom menace.
Yeah,
I can't even. Every time I'd say
good.
Phantom Menace now, I trip up and I'm one
Yeah.
of Phantom Menace.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's way better. It's way better. Don't be jealous of our marketing, you weirdo. I mean, look, just because we've got a pretty cool title, people are proud of it. They wear the T-shirts. Don't hate. Don't hate. All right.
Don't hate, appreciate.
Star Wars
Yeah.
fans who are voicing their concerns about the new films, particularly The Last Jedi. So fucking underrated.
Oh God!
Oh, so he's
Ignorance
stupid.
is bliss, I guess.
Oh man, that hurt. I've already heard it, but it hurt to hear it again. Holy shit!
So fucking underrated. There, I just did it for you again. I'll do it again. So
Oh.
fucking underrated. The Last Jedi. No, it's I think if anything, it's probably slightly overrated. It's a terrible, terrible movie that killed the Star Wars franchise. If you think a tapeworm deserves some more credit for what it does to a human being or an animal, then you might think that the Last Jedi is also an underrated movie because it has murdered Star Wars. It murdered a prosperous, wonderful franchise that everyone used to love. Now kids hate it. And Disney doesn't even know what to do. They don't know what hit them. They should have just listened to us. Instead, we're going to listen to this guy.
They're not a disrespectful group by any means.
Bam! The dumb Asian lady just smashes right into his face.
That's Vito.
Who said
Vito's
that?
part of the
Vito-
fandom menace.
Yeah, Vito's not
Vito's a
Phantom Menace.
comedian.
Yeah, Vito is a trip though. His video that Lee is referencing right there has like 5 million views. But
It's
Vito's
a
cool
really
people.
good video.
Yeah, Vito's a good guy, but he's not
But
Phantom Menace.
he doesn't even understand. Vito's whole thing is that he was never a Star Wars fan. He just went and saw the movie because it's a Star Wars film. Vito's really into anime and stuff. And Vito even said that because Vito, he 100% has that little part in there because Vito was there during the episode of EFAP when Mahler and Rags absolutely destroyed this dude that made the video majorly. And Vito was there the whole time. So he's putting Vito in there to be petty because, they kind of put him in his place.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
he
Well,
had-
poor
he had a
Vito.
solid point.
I've never heard of him, but I feel sorry for him now.
He had a solid point,
Like
though.
you're
I've made
saying,
that point
well, let the
before.
black guy die.
And they seem to be a very unbiased bunch who are not letting their Star Wars devotion or obvious political stance totally shape their judgment.
She has infected Lucasfilm with so much identity politics and so much SJW nonsense.
See,
That's
I like
all
this
true.
I
That's
like
all-
this guy.
Yeah, I like him too. I trust his blue shirt. I didn't trust that guy in the green shirt. That guy was out of line. But this new blue shirt guy, I really like. All right.
just a regular, non-political point of view.
The other points I really have to say are the agendas that are thrown into the movies.
Well, agendas can mean anything. I mean,
Mike Zero again coming through. What a champ. Mike Zero, if you're listening, you got to get a hold of us.
He took the screenshot when we had 114,000 subs. I just like to make that point. So now we have 180.
It took him a long time to make this video, I think.
Yeah, really. That does say 114, right? Am I seeing that correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were 134, maybe. Let me see if I can.
It's hard to
No,
tell.
it's 114.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had the screen messages.
Thank you for showing how much the Fandom Menace has continued to grow since you made this video that has pretty much nothing to do with the Fandom Menace other than your hate boner for me.
I don't know if it's a hate boner.
A boner's a
I
boner.
think it's a love letter.
Boner's
It's
a
that
boner.
thing when you're in kindergarten and when the little boy's mean to you, that means he likes you. This is his love letter to you, Jeremy.
All right, let's see.
There's no proof that these people have a conservative or even alt-right bias.
That was great. Yes, that was a great video.
Oh,
What is alt-right about that? What exactly about that video is alt-right?
I know. I know.
It is a transgender man who loses it on a GameStop employee. I think that's fair. I think you covered that fairly, honestly. I didn't cover it. I wish I had. I didn't cover He-Man. You did it, and you did a great job. 368,000 views at the time that this was. That's got to be 500 now, 600.
I don't know. I think it died off pretty good. It might be around 400,000 by now. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. So
Okay. All right, here we go.
Soy boy, the soy
This
boy is strong.
Hold on a second now. This guy goes through and he says soy and cuck are alt-right. Is that true? Is that conservative?
everything people disagree with is alt-right. That's kind of where we're at in society.
This is current year slang. Although saying current year is kind of alt-right.
I mean, I don't know. I know Anna doesn't talk politics at all. Mecca, do you talk any politics?
Not really. And I'm the token, hippie in the fandom menace. I'm like, can't we all just get along and get away from these politics balls?
Yeah, and you both get called alt-right. It's just unbeliliable how ignorant people are.
I'm a bisexual, sort of lefty-ish, but I'm one of those people. I'm like, okay, here I'll get a little political. The only way to fix the country is to have everybody kind of put their little smack talk aside. That's as political as I get. But yeah, I think that's why he didn't want to pick on me in this video, because he knows I'd just slap him down with some logic. But
yeah, I'm mad that you're not in this, Mecca. You deserve to get yelled at too. I mean,
I don't think he has the stones, because he knows not to mess with the heart.
Yeah.
Is Jesse in this?
She's in the end. She's the very end.
It's like soy, cuck. That means alt-right. People calling people soy and cuck on the internet.
Actual comments, everyone. I mean, he's scared of actual comments from people on the internet. This is their argument. It's based on actual comments.
And you don't have control over what they say. That's the thing. I never have any control over what people say in my comment section. They can use whatever terminology they like, as long as it's not, the N-word or something. You can use the language you want if you're expressing frustration, without me calling you, political this or that nonsense. I'm like, yeah, I can see your point. Whatever. Who cares, right?
Well, I mean, but this is what they do. That they brand you, these ridiculous names, and then they can't have anything that you've said that actually supports their claim. So they find comments to say, well, there's a comment on a video. They're all right. It's just, this is how their logic works. If you have
they
a
don't
comment,
even understand that people that are commenting on the video are people that we've never met before, that could potentially hate us and are saying these things to us, but they don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Well, these are real chads, though. I enjoy it. This guy said, my consolation is that cucks like this are being bred out of, I guess, society. That is great. I agree. That is consoling to me, too. I was feeling weird. I was feeling unhappy until I realized this guy said, look, let me console you. Let me give you news of great joy. Cucks like this are being bred out of society. And now I feel pretty good. So, that's a nice thing. All right, let's see. Cucks, toy, cuck.
Point me to one business that has ever pandered.
You are a super dad. Oh, you're a super dad.
I am.
Great.
I am. I think I still have that over here.
You got this here. You got super dad again over here. It's like, how could anyone hate?
There. I just got this. So.
What do you got? Another super dad? Oh, what is that? Happy Father's Day, super dad.
My daughter always gives me super dad stuff.
What do you mean you just got it? You mean you got it in June? I mean, it's
yeah. I'm just saying, like it's more recent than Major Lee's screenshots from 6 months ago.
Okay. All right.
I do have a red version of that shirt. I'll go get that thing right now. All right, so these are companies that he claims pander to social justice and that are successful.
Well, Gillette, not so much.
How does Budweiser pander to social justice?
It gives them man tits.
Oh.
Let's see. Netflix, yeah, NFL.
Yeah, but Netflix is on the decline.
Yeah.
In
as much as any of these people, any of these organizations pander at any point to social justice, it's not a consistent state of pandering. When they pander, they fail. That's the whole point. Whenever these groups pander to social justice, they get into trouble. And we'll just point out Gillette as the only example we really need. Burger King is another weirdo group of SJW panders that suffered for it. They're practically non-existent at this point. They're behind McDonald's. They're a mess. Gillette, what did they lose? $8 billion.
$8 billion.
Sears is dead. They've been slowly going under. I don't know how they pander to social justice, but
all the Sears like in California have all like closed down. I have
Same here.
not seen like an open.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I worked there in
Same here.
2006. It was terrible.
They just tore down a Sears here in Florida. So
are you fucking kidding me? Walmart is on this list.
Well, yeah. After what happened,
they're
since
enormous.
Like all video games that have violence.
They're enormous Trump supporters. They're like that family is hugely Republican. The Walton family is right wing as hell. They sell guns in their stores.
Yeah, but even if he was trying to tie this to that whole video game controversy, he clearly edited this 6 months ago anyway. Because any idiot wouldn't. You'd have to be an idiot to put Gillette in there, but you would also have to be an idiot to put non-Fandom Menace members in a Fandom Menace video. Oh wait, he did that too, man. Yeah. Sorry, hey, Major Lee, if your mom and dad get a divorce, are they still brother and sister? Like, how does that work? Does that break up that part of the family too? I'm just curious. Congratulations on being able to put complete sentences together in that situation. I'm proud of you for that. It means a lot, but you're an idiot. You're a stupid person. That's all I'll say.
Super dad. By the way, Pizza Hut, 500 locations closed down in New Jersey last month. Pizza Hut is on the way out. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Social justice. Hooray! Here we go.
Point me to one movie that has ever pandered to SJWs and succeeded.
Why do you say stuff like that, dude? I mean, yeah. Well, wait a second. Let's go. The Women from 1938. This pandered to social justice.
Wonder Woman? Mad Max didn't pander to that.
Aliens?
Aliens?
What? That did not pander. Mad Max did not pander. Mad Max Fury Road actually has a decent story. Let's see. Avatar, that was not pandering to SJW stuff. That was just James Cameron trying to tell Pocahontas with aliens. That's not pandering.
I've never heard Avatar said it was pandering to SJW. What the hell?
Green Book is not pandering. That is telling a story. I can't. What's the red one that's underneath StreamYard?
That's the one of the Oceans movies. Is that the Oceans with the women?
Women's Ocean one that failed that nobody watched.
Yeah, it totally failed. Aaron Brockovich? What?
Zero to Dark 30. What? None of these, aside from Captain Marvel, The Force Awakens, and Black Panther.
I wouldn't even say Black Panther.
Huh? Oh, yeah, Black Panther not.
The SJWs took advantage of Black Panther, and the media made it a big deal, but I didn't see it, But yeah, you're right though. Force Awakens, and whatever.
How is Inside Out pandering to SJW politics? It's about a little girl learning how to deal with like sadness.
Because
how is that SJW?
They think it's mental illness. Zero Dark 30. What? Okay.
I'll give them Zootopia.
I think Captain Marvel should be excluded because we can't prove it actually made $1 billion at this point, and I don't trust
it. Zootopia is a movie that it's all about like anthropomorphic animals, and now there's a whole incredibly weird line of internet pornography devoted to it for furries.
I did not like Zootopia at all.
Well, you're not a furry. Furries love it. I mean, they love it. And is that what he means? Are they saying that?
Well, but see, he is showing that everything we say is accurate because in his mind, if it has a woman in it, it's pandering to social justice. That's never what we've said. So
Mhm.
he's using aliens for crying out loud. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
If anything, Aliens
Oh, I didn't even
and
notice
Alien
that.
are the movies that you use as an example of how to do a strong female character. Like,
Yes.
Without the SJW stuff. Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
Dude, I apologize. I think your parents are brother and sister. I said it as a joke. It might be true. I'm sorry. You can't help it. You can't help that your mom and dad were brother and sister
we're
one night. They're
never-
really lonely and created your stupid ass. It's not your fault.
We're
said it
never
was a
gonna
joke.
get through this video. I swear to God, we're only 3.5 minutes into it. We're never gonna get through this video.
And you know what, Ethan? It's just gotten worse as we've gone through.
I know. All right, let's see.
Can't, because it does not exist. Pander to the people that sit in a tent in a movie theater overnight just to talk about their favorite Star Wars stories and characters.
Yeah.
Pander to those people. Do not pander to social justice.
Oh, so you'd rather have storylines that only the hardcore fans can relate to?
Oh my God.
Said, all right, so I was listening to Lethal Lightning and Drunk 3PO. Shout out to both of them. They were doing the same type of response we are. And Lethal Lightning even said, he says, Jeremy's not like a hardcore lore guy. He'll admit that. And it's true. I'm not a hardcore lore guy. Lethal Lightning is. I'm not. So for me to say to pander to the hardcores is stupid because I can't consider myself a hardcore fan. Again, Major Lee, you're a dumbass. You're a pork wallet. You're a
He
twat wallet.
doesn't do his research. That's the problem with some of these people that make videos and they're like, I'm going to expose everyone. It's like, if you actually want to expose people, you need to do your research on them. Or else you just sound like an idiot, which is exactly what's happened.
Then I get their viewers like coming to our videos or something, and they're like, "Well, you said this, you said that." No, I didn't. Oh, I bet all you believe this. No, I bet you guys hate me because I'm. No, we don't. Like, well, welcome to the hippie stream. I'm playing a sitar. What are you talking about? Why do I hate now? What?
Hold on a second. I think we lost Cecil, and I
We
don't know
did.
why. But Cecil's okay. Bring him back in the stream. Cecil, are you here?
Hello.
All right, let's go back.
I'm listening. I accidentally, I forgot I was on a touch screen and I hit the screen and
Okay. Yeah, I looked over and I was just like, oh, where's Cecil? All right, so, okay, let's keep going with this.
If that is fan service.
Do not pander to social justice warriors.
How do the new Star Wars movies pander to social justice again? Oh yeah, it's the strong.
You just said they did, dickhead.
Oh my
You just said they did when you put up The Force Awakens as an example of a successful SJW movie. Douchebag.
You
All right.
know, one of his big things on why he loves The Last Jedi so much is because you get to look at women. Like, that's one of his big selling points for The Last
There
Jedi.
are women in the Last Jedi. I saw a little boy, but
And
I think that was
it's just this guy just contradicts himself constantly, and it gave me a headache to watch them go through his video and break it down on EFAP, and this is already, it's like,
Yeah. All right.
Female hero, the other strong female hero, the strong black hero, the Latino hero, the pink-haired woman who teaches the Latino.
it's purple, you idiot.
Just
Fucking purple.
I didn't know he was Latino. I didn't care like what his ethnicity was.
What
He's supposed to be in
lesson,
a galaxy far, far away. He's supposed to be an alien. Why do we care?
what lesson did Rose Tico teach Finn? That just went by real quick. The Asian woman who taught the African American man a lesson. What lesson did she teach Finn? I missed that lesson.
That's you know, Asian women, it's okay for them to sexually assault black men. That is what she taught everyone.
That's what I got out of it, and I was just sad that I'm not a black man.
He needs to Me Too her. He needs to Me Too her for that. He was assaulted after all.
Oh, if Rose Tico laid one on my lips, I would just melt right into it.
I know. She's a cutie, like out of costume, but I don't know.
Absolutely. Mm-mm-mm. All right.
Yes, it's only 4.5 minutes, everybody. We understand.
We'll keep it going. We'll keep it going.
The straight up SJW robot.
Ugh. Robot fucking.
I'm offended as a robot myself. I'm offended by that robot.
I don't know what his point is here. Yes, they are SJW movies. You're proving that they are SJW movies. That robot, by the way, is the woman who played that robot is the one who rewrote the James Bond script. And
Destroying James Bond, yeah.
yeah, so that's interesting. They all kind of all of these people kind of work together. It's disturbing.
Actual relationship this is. But come on, guys. What did you think
Come
the
on,
Star
guys.
War was even about?
What was it
Humans and
about?
aliens and different species coming together to fight a fascist regime. You can't spell SJW without SW.
Oh my
God.
Oh my god.
SJW is an acronym, though.
I think his little like adult helper person left him alone with the computer for too long.
Yeah.
I can't. This is
This is funnier than the movie. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Only 42 more minutes to go.
Not to mention, all of this stuff is just not shitty. Hey, it's better than the Mexican Jewish stereotype hybrid, or the Black Caribbean stereotype, or the Asian stereotype. God damn, this movie was racist. But the sequel trilogy.
Oh my god.
Of all the criticisms we've heard of the Phantom Menace, everybody that shit on this movie for the past 20 years, I've never heard somebody say it's a racist movie. Holy shit!
Well, the dude called he's calling the prequel trilogy racist, and it's funny because George Lucas was actually confronted with that accusation, and he responded really like upset over it. Like, no, these aren't meant to be racist stereotypes at all. And
I heard the Jar Jar stuff that he dealt with, but the overall theme that it's a racist movie, I've never heard that it was an overall themed racist movie. I've heard the Jar Jar complaints.
I thought the new ones were racist. I thought,
yeah,
because first of all, they turned Finn into a clown.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had the Asian girl crash her car into him.
Exactly.
All right.
Army who aren't white males. At least there's diversity on both sides.
On many sides.
Oh my god.
God, of course.
I love it.
Ideology and propaganda out of Star Wars. Make Star Wars great again.
Yeah, right.
Okay, here's where she lied. Where she lied right to his face.
Yeah.
Where's he using this clip?
The big bad boogie quote of hers that people just can't get over is this one from 2016, where she said,
I have a responsibility to the company I work with. I don't feel that I have a responsibility.
Oh, I was wondering who was doing that voiceover. I was like, wow, that's vicious. Oh, it's Mike Zero. And that's just his regular voice. Okay.
Some way. I would never just seize on saying, well, this is a franchise that's appealed primarily to men for many, many years, and therefore I owe men something.
And people have really taken this out of context and spun it way out of control. She was answering a question about whether the negative attention Rogue One and Force Awakens received because of its female leads was going to affect her decisions in the future. And she basically just said, no, I'm not going to do anything different because some angry men have been complaining. That doesn't mean...
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ethan.
And then this dummy put on a Forces Female t-shirt and took a picture and then spent the next 3 years lying about it.
Yep.
I wonder if he addresses that. I doubt he will.
Spent the next 3 years lying. Oh, it's just it had nothing to do with Star Wars. It's a coincidence. It was a Nike slogan. It was nothing about Star Wars when I wore that Forces Female shirt and gave a speech, a lecture in front of a bunch of girls about how women would someday take over things that men were doing. That has nothing to do with it.
Nike's logo is just do it, not the Force is fucking female. And then, just saying that is so ignorant. Because come on, the Force has no gender. The Force is what binds the universe together. It's not one or the other, and you can't have one without the other. If you actually listen to Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi in A New Hope, you would know that. But all of these idiots that make videos like this never watch Star Wars. Women like Kathleen Kennedy never watched Star Wars. Only seen merchandising and saw that, oh, George Lucas is a billionaire because he sold toys. Well, guess what? We bought those toys because we loved the product that George Lucas made, which was Star Wars. If they actually fucking watched it and understood it, they would be billionaires way more. They would just have so much more money than George Lucas, but they're all fucking idiots.
And by the way, the Force is male because it penetrates.
Yeah. Anna's right. Anna, I agree. Anna's right. The Force definitely has a cock.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
My takeaway.
But I mean, this is so disingenuous. It's not just this. He's like, the one comment she made that people just can't get the fuck over. When SJWs react like that with that kind of anger, they're lying. They're being dishonest. It's not this. It's not this one comment. In fact, I've never heard this comment before.
No, the one that made me so mad was when she's like, "No, well, we will respect the characters that George created." She's sitting there at the table right in front of George Lucas and saying, "No, we're going to honor these characters and continue the story he created." And that is what I get mad about. Yeah.
Well, I did a video on this particular topic, and one thing that people don't understand about how I operate with things. First of all, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. You can say anything you want about anybody you want. That's fine. But when I see double standards, I like to expose that double standard. When Kathleen Kennedy specifically says that she doesn't feel the need to cater to men, I ask myself, can you say anybody in the entertainment industry, could they say I don't feel the need to pander to women or anything like that? No, they could never say that in the culture that Hollywood has created. So in my mind, if the rule has been set by Hollywood and the mainstream media to establish gender lines, and we can't say something about this gender or this race or this belief or this political party, then I will follow your rules. And when I start playing by their rules, then they get mad. Well, why are you getting mad? Kathleen Kennedy said that about a man. What's the big deal? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal when anybody says it. But when I flip the script on you and expose your terrible logic to you, you freak out and get mad. That's all I ever do. And she continued, like, you couldn't say the things that she has said about men, about women, or another race, whatever. You know, you couldn't do it. And that's all I ever do.
Yeah. You're right, Jeremy. You are right.
I am right.
It just means she's focusing on simply making the
Oh God, it's Steele again.
Steele.
Steele, are you gonna ask her about some personally traumatic thing that that's affected her family and scarred her up inside? I mean, like you did with poor Daisy Ridley Ray. Oh my God, this guy's a jackass and a half. I can't stand Steele.
He's such a creeper, Tim.
Hear from a question like that, but everyone exaggerated the crap out of this quote from MovieWeb to Screen Rant.
Those people are part of the fandom menace. What is his point?
No, they're anti-fandom menace. MovieWeb and Screen Rant, right?
I know what he's doing there is he's just pointing out that everyone took it the same way. It wasn't just a group of lonely men on the interwebs. It was everyone. It was the entire media. You're pointing out that the entire pop culture media took her words exactly the way we took them. And it wasn't just those words. I'd never heard those words before. I wasn't paying attention in December 2nd, 2016. It was everything. It was a combination of everything. And that Forces Female t-shirt and that whole event that she gave at that girls' college has her dead to rights. We are 100% correct about what Kathleen Kennedy's agenda was from the start. I mean, from the very start at Lucasfilm, her thing was, well, the only thing I really want to say is I want strong women as leads this time in these movies. That's what she said. That's what she wanted right out of the gate. She didn't just say create some cool characters. She wanted them specifically to be women. And by the way, they all look like this. They all look the same. Why did you even recast this person? She looks exactly like Daisy Ridley. Why do they all look like Laura Ingalls fucking Wilder? What is the matter?
They all look the same. They're so diverse, but they all have these little white girls with brown hair, and they all are English, and they all look like they're related.
They do.
That's so they can interchange them. I think that's so they can interchange them with like, or they can say, or they can interchange their plot ideas for when like one director says, oh no, they're not related to the Skywalkers. And then now they can come back and say, oh, yes, this is a Skywalker. Now she's Luke's clone or whatever. So I think that's why they make them all kind of just in case. That's my theory.
Let me blow your mind. What if Rey is descended from Jyn Erso?
Oh, God.
You know that's coming. You know
that they didn't actually die on. Oh, no. And then they went off and she had a secret baby.
Yeah.
Maybe they just did it to save on the toy molds, and they just used the same one for all of them.
That would require smart business decisions, and they don't have any of those.
All right, here we go.
Hello, Giggles. Ugh.
What is Hello, Giggles?
And now you get reactions like this.
All they care about is social justice.
Me again.
Oh my God, it's the same video.
And white man.
He loves you,
That's
dude.
all they care about.
You know, if you really don't like things that demonize white men, I recommend that you never watch these films.
fire Kathleen Kennedy. Fire her 3 months ago. The sooner you get this disease out of Lucas.
Can I just say, they were all white men, except for Lando Calrissian. They didn't specifically demonize white men at the expense of some other marginalized group of people. Just about everybody looked the same in those movies. So, you know, sorry.
Lucasfilm.
She's a disease.
Yes.
You success.
She was a disease.
It's a disease.
Got his voice already. Cecil just takes a minute and then Cecil can imitate anyone. It's great. Yeah, she got coffee for the men on the set of all these movies. Okay, good.
Successful movies. I don't know.
From a business perspective, there's so much hate for her. It just makes sense for a changing of the guard. It's not a personal thing.
You know what I think, Den of Nerds is doing here? I think what he's doing is he's accepted the narrative. Like he's like, oh shit, like this seems like it's real. She is going to get fired. So he kind of lines up just like John Campea did. Do you remember John Campea doing that video about why Kathleen Kennedy should probably be fired and replaced?
Do you know the latest on John Campea? Why don't you go ahead and tell him, Anna?
What?
John Campea sent me a super chat yesterday.
You did?
What?
Yeah, I was reading my super chats because I had my Force Talk show where I was interviewing Mary Mayhem, and I went through after that part was over, and I'm going through my super chats, and I was like, John Campea, because in the beginning,
Is it really him, or is it just
was.
him? Oh, okay.
You know how you can click on the name and
Yeah.
channel, and I was like, is this really him? I don't think he would comment on my channel, especially sending me a super chat, and I clicked it, and I was like, either he had no idea what my channel was about and he just saw a live stream that it was Star Wars themed and he listened into the one part where we weren't talking about Star Wars and we were talking about the Maleficent movie, or I don't know what he's trying to do, but
What was his comment? What was his super chat?
he was agreeing with us about how the Maleficent movie and how they're trying to change villains into heroes and how we don't think that that's right and they're not doing it well. But he commented like agreeing with us on that. And I was like, what are you doing here, dude?
Love is in the air.
Well, the funny thing is I didn't know you weren't aware of that, but during the stream, you made a comment that was a direct shot at him because he always calls like Star Wars fans that complain about The Last Jedi like cousin humping man babies that live in their basements. And you were like, and you took a shot at like the comments about, we're not all men that live in our basements, like they like to say. And I commented when you said that, I was like, oh, shots. And everybody's like, oh, hell, Anna's going after it.
I didn't know. I don't know anything about him. I've only watched half a second of one of his live streams just to see if he was as ridiculous, but he wasn't talking about anything. He was reading super chats. So I didn't know that he said that. But the fact that he sent me a super chat, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It's like the Matrix isn't right. There's a glitch.
Maybe they're trying to gain people back. Maybe he had to play nice with the other YouTubers or something. Because I always stick with that cousin humping basement dwelling line too. Is like, the way to say you disrespect us, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll take the $5, John Campea. Thanks.
I honestly couldn't have less respect for John Campea. I don't know who he is.
I just don't watch him.
I say that as a person that used to consider myself a fan of him, I have zero respect for him. Plus, never mind, I'm gonna say anything else, but yeah. I have no respect for him whatsoever. 2 days ago, he went on this stupid soapbox about racist Star Wars fans that hate The Last Jedi again. It's just, oh my God, dude. Oh. Just shut up.
Well, why don't you do a stream and talk about Maleficent? Maybe he'll send you $5.
If he comes in my stream, I will fucking wreck him. I did in your. I wasn't nice to him last night in your stream. I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, was he commenting too?
I just told him to go fuck off.
Did he just send a super chat or did he comment as well? Because
no, just a super chat from what I saw. And so. People were laughing when they were like, "Oh hell, Jeremy's already going." I was like, "I hope Anna don't get mad at me for this." So,
by the way, I stand by cousin humping. You haven't seen my cousin. It's just humping. It's not like that.
No penetration involved. It's totally legal, right?
His chat said 40 minutes left.
We got to keep going with this.
the most prolific female producer in Hollywood. Nearly 80 films that have collectively raked in over $11 billion and received over 100 Academy Award nominations.
Thanks to
What
Spielberg.
fucking business perspective are you looking at this from?
It's a business thing. It's like if you have a coach that has a losing season, the coach gets the axe.
Where is the losing season? What, The Last Jedi? The highest grossing film of 2017? Even Solo made money. It just wasn't a quote unquote.
No, it didn't.
No, it lost money, you idiot.
It lost $82 million. It's still, even with the DVD, it still lost money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It still made money. It didn't make any money.
I mean, he's invented everything up to this point that he said, so might as well just continue to do it. And no reason for facts or logic at this point.
This was the budget. You know, and that doesn't take into account another about $150 worth of promo. It lost all kinds of money, dude. It hemorrhaged money. These are facts that are not in debate.
Well, they had 80% of the film shot, from what I've heard. You know, and it was such a nightmare. I've heard people were like cheering on the set when they fired Lord and Miller, right?
Yeah, but SJWs don't understand the difference between net and gross, and it really pisses me off. We've done this with CNBC. They wrote all these articles about how, oh my God, like Lucasfilm made their money back from what they spent, what they paid George Lucas, because they added up all of the grosses for all of the Star Wars movies, and they almost equaled, the $4.05 billion. So that's gross. And I don't mean gross. I mean, that's gross. You have to subtract what it costs. If you buy an apple for $1 and you sell it for 50 cents, the fact that you have 50 cents in your hand doesn't mean you made 50 cents, you assholes. It's as simple as that.
50 cents in my hand. Oh God. Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it.
Every single day.
Quote, hit.
I get it, Disney. You've created this wham respect mentality.
I can't. This is why you're a star, dude. This is why you're a star. I tell you, this stuff makes me laugh so hard. You're just like, I get it. You created this wham and respect. You have to watch that. You have to watch Geeks and Gamers. It's hilarious.
Strong, powerful woman that's had 3 movies that's all crossed $1 billion, even though she had literally nothing to do with any of that in terms of the success. All she's had to do is with the social engineering that's been forced into it.
Right, because for all the films she's worked on throughout her career, she was just the social engineering liaison.
She was a secretary. Let's get that right.
All those Chinese people in Empire of the Sun.
That's
what she did.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Who is this guy?
Ethan, I kid you not, he has videos of him saying that he will give other men blowjobs.
Yeah, yes, she's right. So listen, you remember Bob with the bitch tits from Fight Club? This is his new career right here. Okay, hi Bob with the bitch tits. How are you? This is Robert Storms. Robert Storms has big titties. Robert Storms likes to suck dick, and Robert Storms lives to make videos about me because that's the only way anybody's gonna watch his floppy tits on screen is to talk about me. So Robert Storms, how are you, buddy? Keep making videos. You stupid motherfucker. All right,
let's go. Let's see this guy. This guy wants to suck your dick. What is this?
There's a video. Film Gob, by the way. Shout out to my boy Film Gob. Film Gob has a video called the. I think he had to change the name of the video. It's called The Assassination of Robert Storms by Robert Storms.
What?
So he takes all of these clips of Robert Storms just obsessing with sucking. All he does is talks about how much he wants to suck dick, and he makes the motions. I'm not going to do that because people will use those clips against me. And it's so bad. It's so bad. So I will send you a link, EVS. We can actually. Can you?
I'll watch it now. That's way more interesting than that.
Go to Film Gob and type Film Gob Robert Storms, and it's within the first few minutes where this starts happening in that video. It's in the beginning. It is the greatest thing ever.
Wait, so it's on YouTube?
Yeah. Type Film Gob Robert Storms. It is the greatest thing ever. So anytime anybody asks me if I'm going to respond to Robert Storms, I say Film Gob already took care of it for me.
Called The Coward Robert Storms?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right.
God, this is so bad. chat, if you have young children, even though you shouldn't have been letting them listen to me, please don't let them listen to this part because this is bad. This is really bad.
It's funny.
I'm terrified already, but also fascinated. So it's this guy. All right, here
Yep,
we go.
that's it. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna load this up.
Look, if I had those type of subscribers, guys, I would do anything you guys want. I would go to each of your houses and suck your dick if you wanted me to.
What?
Okay? I swear to fucking God, I would suck someone's dick.
Oh my god, he's not even doing
Suck your fucking dick.
Oh my god.
Who is this degenerate?
See, I see I'll tell the Mary Sue writers to suck a dick, but, you know.
Oh my god.
You need to go get your fucking head again. You know what? You get an F for faggots. You're all fucking faggots.
Said multiple times he'd suck a dick, yet we're all faggots.
Okay.
It gets worse.
I can't. No, he busted out that word. That could get my channel in trouble.
I didn't
Oh
know
my
he said
God.
that. So, oh my god.
Oh, I'm so
Somebody said
grateful.
Cecil's contacting him right now.
I'm so grateful for our enemies. Oh my God.
What did we just watch?
We have Cecil. What do you think of that?
I think he's committed. He's showing a pattern of behavior.
He needs to talk to Dr. Freud.
A little bit.
What was the point? Why did he keep going to that? Like,
I don't know, dude.
what was the,
Fine.
what's the point in an argument when you go? It seems like he gets to a point in every argument where he goes, "I would suck a dick." When does that happen? When does that happen in an argument?
God dang it. So shout out to Film Gob. Film Gob and I are like frenemies almost. Obviously we're cool, but he's a big fan of the DCEU and he always has my back. And he's a good guy.
By the way, Jeremy, you saying frenemies was gayer than anything that guy just did.
Oh gosh, I don't care. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
So this
Somebody
guy,
said he looks like a white Pablo Hidalgo.
yeah, you're not wrong. This guy. All right, so this guy also hates Calvin Kennedy. Okay, let's find out.
Cecil,
why.
you deserve to get more of a laugh, and I apologize, but I've been laughing so hard, so I apologize. So that was funny.
Like the fucking idiots. Like the idiots. Like, well, we're gonna
Please don't start sucking a dick, please. Oh my God.
That makes Star Wars special, so you guys know that these are different than the saga film.
Oh.
Why? You don't need to do that.
So
Why is one half of his face rounder than the other? Did you notice that, Ethan?
Yeah, I did notice that. You're an artist too, so you're looking at him going, you're finding the shapes of his head.
It doesn't match. It's like it's like one side is flat, the other side's like
That sometimes happens when babies are left in a crib while their skull is still forming, and if they lay on one side the whole time, they get like a flat part of their head.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
It's because she doesn't want to use the opening crawl in the standalone films. Isn't that the opposite of treating the fans like idiots? Hey, we're going to remind you guys that this is Star Wars. Yep, in case you didn't realize.
I guarantee you, if you put one-on-one about Star Wars, I guarantee you realize she doesn't really know that much about Star Wars.
She is heavily involved.
Look, Kathleen Kennedy knows a lot of shit about Star Wars, you idiot. That's all she thinks about. It's her job.
and how to make money off of something she knows nothing about.
Yeah.
Like saying that girls can't relate to Luke Skywalker, which is why they need to kill him.
She knows a lot about Star Wars, but she doesn't know where to take it. And that's unlike you, Robert, you seem to know where to take it. But I mean, Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know where to take it, and that's her problem. Here she is sitting with little boy Ryan Johnson, figuring out how to destroy shit, destroy something as precious as Star Wars. It's great.
The making of the films, but also the video games, the cartoons. How the fuck could she not know that much about Star Wars?
She doesn't have anything to do with the video games or the shows. She's never even spoken about the shows or the video games publicly that I can find. I've never heard her talk about it. She wasn't she wasn't there for the Rebels finale. She had nothing to talk about. She didn't say anything. She talked about none of the characters, none of the development. That was all Filoni. Like, she's never talked about any of those things. Again, more inventing things for him.
Star Wars. She's the one who's making it.
She doesn't understand this world. Someone in her
I think he intentionally used Robert Storms to discredit us.
Robert Storms isn't part of the fandom.
No.
Like me and you. Like you.
Stop with the me and you motherfucker.
There's no us. There's no us.
Stop it.
Let's get something straight here. If you work on films like this, which she has her entire career, you're a fan. If you're the president,
No, you're an employee.
No.
you
You have a job. You have a career.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that you're interested in it. That doesn't mean you're a fan of it. I'm pretty sure with using that analogy, that's like saying that doctors are a fan of cancer. Like that, none of his logic makes any sense.
Right.
Only 9 minutes in, people. I know.
I know. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get something to drink.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna keep going here.
and breathe Star Wars for a living, you are a fan.
No,
Those
I don't
people
think
who
so.
work in
You
the
could
film
be
industry or just
disenchanted.
watch movies in general are fucking fans of Star Wars. But that's the only reason why anybody would slave away at any job if they love what they're working on.
That's not true at all.
Have you
That's
seen her?
absolutely not true.
This guy says things like with such absolute conviction that just don't really fucking make any sense.
You know, I tell you, I'd love sports ball if you paid me what she's making for Star Wars. And I know nothing about sports ball.
Yeah, I mean that logic is so terrible.
People slave to pay their bills. People who pick up the garbage have to slave really hard. A garbage collection. It doesn't mean they're fans of garbage.
Mhm.
Kathleen Kennedy, works really hard on Star Wars because she was given this job. I don't know that she's a fan of Star Wars, but I do think she knows a lot about it. But I don't think she has its best interest at heart. I think she has her own interest at heart, the way she deals with Star Wars. She has her own thoughts, her own agenda. I don't think she cares about George Lucas. I don't think she cares about what he would want. I think she cares about what she'd want, and I think that's manifestly obvious in the work that she's done so far. And her face is really, really unsettling. I mean,
That's a smile of somebody who doesn't want to smile. It's one of those plastic smiles, as they call it, where she's smiling, but her eyes are not happy. She's just going through the motions.
This is the face that she made when she said, "Pablo, come on in and have a seat." Yeah, you see these scissors? They're cutting your balls off. They're going in my purse. Okay, any questions? Pablo's like, "No, ma'am." Okay. That's the face she made.
And you can tell that she really enjoys her work.
We just teased a little bit of Mandalorian, and I cannot wait, nor can Jon Favreau.
She wasn't even there for the Mandalorian. What the hell? She wasn't even at the panel. Fucking liar.
Well, she did. She introduced it and then she left because they actually had to take questions and she didn't know any of the answers. So she ran and let Filoni and Favreau handle it, which was right on cue with her.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she right there. She did the introduction and then she ran off stage as soon as the panel started.
Mm-hmm.
I stood right here and I laughed at a dude. I made a video. I made this part of my live stream. I stood right here and I laughed at a dude here who was trying to get the crowd to go crazy. He was waving his arms, and I filmed him waving his arms, and I laughed at him. That's all I remember. I didn't see Kathleen Kennedy though. I wish I had, in her pantsuit. Let's go.
Things that I think you're going to really, really love. Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
And brace yourselves.
She looks like she's about to cry. Did you see that? It's just like
she wants to make the fans happy.
The fans are everything to Star Wars. This is the celebration, literally. where you get to see their craft, you get to see their
But you see, Kathleen, the thing about that is that, you know, you care about the fans that you want. Like any SJW, you're seeking out a certain kind of fandom, and you're rejecting the interests of the fandom that you already had. You're calling them toxic. You are trying to send out a big press, gang up on the white male fans of Star Wars to call them toxic because they're complaining about your work. You care about the fans that actually you wish that you had, that are in your head. The fans that are buying up all of the merchandise at Target. That is, they don't exist. The merchandise is not being purchased. You know, I mean, this is all a fantasy of yours. When you talk about your fans, the fans of Star Wars, that's a fantasy. You're imagining that the fans of Star Wars are also the fans of your Star Wars, and they're not. And indeed, shelves and shelves of unsold Barbie dolls shaped like Princess Leia go to prove girls don't like what you're doing, and guys don't like it either. You know, so you've got a couple of weirdos who are left over. You got a couple of hangers on. You've got some SJWs who are pleased, who are soldiers, who are SJW soldiers in this cause of yours, which is to subvert yet another male property, ruin it, drive it to its knees, ruin it. Drive out the fandom, the men who, in their 30s and 40s who made it popular for so many years. And there you sit. There you squat.
And it could have been avoided too. I mean, how many toy documentaries have I seen where they flat out say they knew from the 60s, 70s, 80s, boys don't play with girl action figures, right? They just won't. It's not fun to just make. I mean, it kind of might be fun to make two Barbies, wrestle each other, but they don't play with the toys the same way when they're like 7 years old as they are when they're like 14 or something. They don't want to play with girl action figures.
They don't. The boys don't, and all of this social engineering in the world can't change that. All of the hopes and dreams of very strange women. Very strange feminists cannot change the way what little boys want to play with and what little girls want to play with. Can't change it. So, that's why you continue to fail. But maybe someday.
Well, that one feminist has the answer, right? Kill all little boy babies. Kill all.
Oh yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Well, I heard that was a hoax thing, though. I heard that was like
I did some research on it, and I think she was legit. I mean, because I googled it.
She could have easily, after the backlash from that, just said, "Oh, it was a joke. You guys just don't get it."
No, that was not that. That was the Pharaoh who did that.
All right, here we go.
Passion. We dreamed of what everybody would react to and how you would respond.
She's drunk.
She is drunk. There are 3 women on the stage, and look at all these cucked out men in the audience right now. They're like, well, we like Star Wars. What the fuck is this? You have 3 women, and there is no possible way. This one's getting paid, and she's, by the way, she hates it. She's hating her experience on Star Wars. This one
was her birthday, Ethan. She had to come do this on her birthday.
Oh, it's so miserable. This one, there's no way she's a Star Wars fan. She's an SJW agent. And then you have Kathleen Kennedy sitting here. Look at the men in the audience that are just like, what have you done? What do you, oh dear.
None of them are smiling. I don't see a single one of those people smiling.
It's just odd that there are 3 women. There are only 3 people on the stage talking for Star Wars. All 3 of them are women, and every single face that I see in the audience is a man. You idiots. Star Wars is for men. It's for men. There are a few women. Sorry, Anna.
Well, and
sorry,
Tom,
but it's largely for men, as you can see. The percentage of females in that audience right now. I see one little face right here. This is probably a woman, but who knows? Mostly it's men. You understand? It's like 95% male.
And I don't want to see a bunch of women characters anyway. I'm a girl. Show me a fucking Ewok that I can cuddle, goddammit, or a porg. Give me something cute. Give me a Yoda. Give me something adorable, That's what they don't get. They don't get, like, some girls just want to see the cute things, and that's why they'll flock to a male property.
I just want to see Darth Vader. I want to see Darth Vader be a badass. I want to see Luke Skywalker go on his journey. I want to see Han Solo be Han Solo. That's all I want to see. That's all I want.
And I want to see Princess Leia naked.
Yes.
And it went.
I have no interest in that.
Wyatt.
Boy, I have got
This
Look at
guy.
that.
This guy. I forgot about him. I thought he was dead. This guy has a camera mounted to his erect penis, and he jogs with no pants on, and he complains about me. This is one of my enemies, Jeremy. I don't know-
Anna's too. Anna, he's
Everyone.
gone after Anna multiple times, big time.
Yeah,
Oh.
he doesn't pronounce my name right, but get this, Ethan. He made a video about me. Somebody sent it to me. I watched like a little bit of it, and then I talked about it. I think it was actually the first time me, Mecca, and Jesse all got on the stream together, and I like looked. I was like, "Who is this person? They don't even pronounce my name right. He calls me Anna, not Anna." I'm like, "All right, well, do your research." He had this video, which he took down now because he watched the stream that me and Jesse and Mecca are on. He's literally in his kitchen, like so angry, like on the verge of tears. And he's like, I don't understand why all these other channels and all these like other idiots have, hundreds of thousands of views and subscribers, and I'm busting my ass, and I have a degree in film. And he spends the rest of the video just complaining about the quartering. And he's like, this neck-bearded moron, he can't even fit his head in the screen, and he gets hundreds of thousands of views, and I can't even get 100 unless I go and hate on someone. And I was like, oh my God, this is sad. Like, I'm not even threatened by this dude because that's just so pathetic. And then he took the video down, and he made another hate video on me. And it's just, he went after Gary too, and even Gary was like, your defense or your whole thing about me is that I have action figures, like that's your big thing about me, that's what's wrong with me, is that I have action figures. It's like, all right, dude, you can go live your miserable life, we'll keep being successful. There
are so many of these characters just outside like YouTube and fandom that are just like super entitled and wondering why they're failing. It's really, I've encountered quite a few of these just recently, and it's just like, you're failing because you're a douchebag. Like you stink of douche. Like people can tell you're a douchebag. Let's watch this video. This is good. Actually, I like this because this guy gets properly roasted in this, and I honestly thank you for this.
The part where he keeps making fun of him pulling his hood. Yeah, that's good.
Watch.
It's filthy out, man. It's like in the 90s.
Why are you doing this
Nobody
to people?
asked you to walk around in a freaking hoodie under the blistering sun.
I asked for what YouTube seems to be telling you.
This is the best part.
This is pathetic.
2, 1.
Got the Mario Kart music.
Why is he running?
Buck is.
Did he steal somebody's purse or something?
This is a new level of bizarre.
I don't disagree.
White men as a leader is for why someone could walk.
Take your freaking hood off. Throughout this 2-minute video. 7 times.
Tighten it.
Star Wars from George.
She stole Star Wars from.
Who's holding the camera?
No one knows.
It's on his penis. He's got it in front of him. It's the weirdest thing. His whole shtick is so weird. It's to run and then talk angrily about shit while he's running, and the camera's just bouncing. It's awful.
I wonder if they have a special GoPro attachment for like, the penis attachment, like the clip-on attachment. You can clip it onto anything.
All right, let's see what this is
Asked her
here.
to take over.
Tell us about the time that
Oh,
George asked you.
We met him.
As an Ewok.
Were you
Yeah.
expecting it? And
He went right past me and Ethan on his scooter.
I wasn't
Oh,
expecting
cool.
to ask me anything like this.
He's Leprechaun.
Kathleen Kennedy, go ahead.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Tell me by how much. She's paying you.
Dude, I don't think all this running is doing enough for you. You need to like a field of weed.
That's like the only accurate thing he said this entire video.
Yeah.
High five. That was great. All right, so here's Jeremy. This woman. All right.
IP ever and has ruined it within just a few years.
Yeah, Star Wars was never ruined before. Never.
It wasn't.
One single time.
Oh yeah, I said female, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop me from saying it.
Jeremy, stop saying female right now. Didn't work.
You literally could stop him by kicking him off the stream.
If I didn't know me, I'd be like, this guy's a fucking dick. You know? So-
he picked out like the moments, like your peak moments. Like here's the thing. You build up to a crescendo of anger like that. And you have to actually watch the whole video to see Jeremy go, that's right, a woman. She's a woman. But, you know, out of context, just seeing that part, yeah, it's a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
Female.
How dare you call her a female? How dare you?
And the whole context of that was because how you doing, Alex? Star Wars Explained. Fucking running from me at Star Wars Celebration because you wasn't man enough to face me and then to make a video about me. But anyway, his wife had the whole whatever that princess. What was that? That Princess Leia thing where they put the buns on the shirt and like they were putting feminism behind it.
Yeah.
And then also what was Jason Ward's wife actually is the one that said that saying female at this point in time, calling a woman a female is bigotry and disrespectful. So that's why I said female and the way I said it, because I was taking a shot at her claiming it was sexist and bigoted to say call a woman a female. It's disrespectful.
Did you know
there's screenshots of her.
Offensive to call a woman now? They're trying to get it changed to where, because it has man at the end, to make it womex, like just put an X at the end of woman.
Finally,
for the man.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I'm just gonna shorten it to cunt. That's all.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Gone. I think that she has no power behind the scenes.
I thought she single-handedly ruined Star Wars. Now she has no power? Which one is it?
Apparently she has a
Oh my God, I'm saying she doesn't have it now. She clearly did have it. All right, go. I can't defend myself every second.
Now the source that I'm hearing is from and she says she has an inside source that told her that
Grace Randolph isn't even part of it.
Grace Randolph, huh? Well, I guess I'm going to have to
He
check
goes
her
after
out.
Grace Randolph.
She's not a part of any of this.
Nothing to do with it, Phantom Menace.
Oh, I know. How could you? Grace Randolph is a sweetie pie. What's this guy's problem? What does he hate women? This guy hates women. Huh.
Amazing.
Ugh.
Oh, what? That's a beautiful woman. What are you doing that for? This guy's got a real problem with females, and I don't mind saying females.
This guy's also a proud graduate of the James Spader School of Diction.
For you.
His whole delivery is like from Pretty in Pink.
Yeah. You're not right. You're a bitch.
We're gonna be I think overall happy, although a lot of this is quite disturbing. All right, so anyway,
You're making this up. I can already tell.
there was a secret conference call with all the top Star Wars brass in attendance. Top brass for not just Star Wars, but also Marvel.
I gotta say, watching this again, she does seem a little bit like a 5-year-old who wants to tell you a story. And
Yeah,
you have
like
to
a
sit there and
kindergarten
listen.
teacher.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
crazy eyes. She reminds me of the new Doctor on Doctor Who.
She kind of does. I mean, I can't stand to listen to her. To be honest with you, I like her. I like her point, her takes, but her voice and her intros are.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Jeremy hates a woman.
It just drives me crazy because I'm like, I just want to take a hairbrush and brush her hair for her. Because I'm like, girl, if you're gonna make a video, you spent like an hour on your eye makeup. Like, please brush your hair. Just brush it out.
That's her style. Yeah.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep watching this here.
Marvel and Pixar
Oh, wow.
also in on the call, but listening only. Likely at the request of Bob Iger. Their advanced benefits.
Why did he do that?
Yes,
Why did he fart?
He does know it's a good show.
Great censoring job there.
It's a good show.
Okay, let me get this straight. There's a secret Star Wars meeting involving Bob Iger talking
Yes.
on the phone with Marvel Studios and Pixar, but they're not actually speaking. They're only listening in because he needs help fixing what exactly? One movie not doing as good as the others? A bunch of angry YouTubers complaining like their lives depend on?
What exactly is he doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Urban Acolyte. Oh, this guy needs to shut the fuck up. No, he's representing Disney. He's got all of his brands together theoretically, and they're talking about maybe what they can do to pull out of this tailspin. And it's pretty clear that they're in a tailspin at that point. It's not just fixing one movie, you asshole. It's Star Wars. It's the entire franchise. And now we know at this point in time, where we've seen the end result of all of this and where it's all gone, for you to think that Bob Iger wouldn't need to call some kind of meeting to get some creative head honchos together to actually discuss this, to get some business savvy, some creative savvy all under one roof to advise him. Why do you act like that's like, why do you act like that's a UFO conspiracy theory, you douchebag? It's like you make videos. This guy does nothing but make documentaries about being abducted by UFOs, and he finds this hard to believe. What the fuck? Of course that meeting happened. Of course it did. It just didn't end the way that Grace Randolph perhaps thought that it did, or she got it. She got it wrong. Okay, she got it wrong. That she heard the same thing that everybody was hearing. But the idea that this doesn't happen, I know this does happen. On a smaller level, just working for DC Comics, I know these kinds of meetings happen. They're important. They'll get everybody together when things are going wrong, and they hash it out. They have summit meetings and discuss things like this. Of course, it happens at Disney. Ridiculous.
On it, yeah, they don't care.
Evidence? The word that he wants Kathleen Kennedy out. He actually does, but nobody will take her job.
Oh my God.
I've been approached, but turned it down, including J.J. Abrams, who flat and didn't even hesitate.
I thought you said evidence. There is no actual evidence for anything that you just said. So let's say Kathleen
It's called a rumor.
does quit. Who would you guys rather see fill that role?
Running as head of Lucasfilm, I
Seth
think
MacFarlane.
that individual has to know exactly what Star Wars is.
No, really? Who would have thought that?
I feel that the successor, should definitely be Dave Filoni.
Oh, Dave Filoni, head writer and supervising director of the Clone Wars series.
Cowboy
You
Dave.
really threw out a wide net of possibilities there. Someone who already has a full-time job. That's great.
Obviously, we all want
Kathleen Kennedy
Doesn't he
already
understand
had.
how promotions work? Yeah, he has a full-time
Kathleen
job.
Kennedy already had a full-time job. She was already. What a fucking
Idiot. This guy's an idiot. I can't.
only be in a creative role position, but I have no idea.
He's already in a creative role position.
Just said I have no idea.
What is this guy's problem? What? Yes, he is in a creative role position. It's time for him, because he's been successful, in his creative role position, to take a more managerial position. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
This guy already has one. He has the position, but he's already working for Star Wars. So why would he work for more Star Wars? What's he working for Star Wars now? Doesn't make any sense. This guy better suck a dick.
Yeah.
I think you'd be fantastic.
I'm sure Dave Filoni just get him a business partner to work with, and you do a Walton Roy. You split it right down the middle between creative and business.
Oh, it's so simple. Just do a Walt Roy. It worked so easily for them. First of all, they were brothers.
It worked great for the Disney company, so why not try it with Star Wars?
Why not just forge a 1 in a million partnership again?
Why not try it, a-hole? Well,
But he acts like it wasn't successful. He's like, oh, that worked out so great for them. Yeah, it kind of did, you dumb mother effer. What are you talking about? Of course it did.
Does Dave Filoni have a brother? Get him in there too.
Sold. I can't believe they didn't think of that.
Logically, it makes sense for Lucasfilm to want to remove Kathleen Kennedy, or at the very least, prop up Dave Filoni in some new creative head of something type of position.
Prop him up? You guys really don't seem to get how films are made. Hey, Dave, I know you're really busy being a writer and director on Clone Wars and Resistance and Mandalorian.
We'll replace him on that
Yeah.
shit. You dumbass.
The promotion. He doesn't fucking understand that.
God damn it! This is
What, is he
really
he's gonna turn down the Star Wars main movie. No, I'm on Resistance. Sorry,
I'm busy making Disney Channel cartoons. I'm sorry, I can't run Star Wars.
He acts like every person that's ever gotten a promotion didn't have an important position that needed to be filled that they were leaving behind. You know what I mean? Like,
that's correct.
So what?
And he only did one episode for Resistance. One. The rest of I'm the only one here that's watched that stupid fucking show. He did not touch any of it. He helped with like one tiny section.
And he's
of
doing
one episode.
one episode of Mandalorian too. Just
Yeah,
one,
he's only
so.
doing the pilot. So I mean, Favreau's the one running the entire show.
That seems like a good audition to me. Let's get Kathleen Kennedy the hell out of there and put Cowboy Dave in there. Cowboy Dave is a tremendous disappointment to me. He is not a cowboy, not in the sense that I was hoping. When I saw him on that stage, Jeremy, you left. You didn't even see him. You didn't see him performing, talking about his version of Star Wars against a pink and purple backdrop with two weirdo SJW women. It was awful. And he was like, I don't know. This Star Wars is just a living and breathing thing. I was like, oh, no, not you two. You look like I called you Cowboy Dave. I didn't know what you sounded like. Oh, my God. You've got that L.A. like soy boy lisp. God damn it.
I don't need. Yeah, I don't need. I like his. I like his actual work, but I don't need to hear him talk. So
yeah. All right. So who knows? We all might have been wrong in any case.
Wait, if he's a cowboy, not a cowboy, why does he wear that hat? I'm sure he has a full head of hair under there.
Says I, wearing a baseball cap right now. Okay.
Be the president of Lucasfilm so you can be totally fucking enslaved.
And get a huge raise, and consider he actually loves Star Wars, getting to be the president of something he loves. What a great concept.
Is Kathleen Kennedy totally fucking enslaved? That's terrible. I didn't know that. I thought
But he was just discrediting Grace Randolph for saying that J.J. Abrams turned down the position, that nobody wants the position. Now he's saying Dave Filoni shouldn't take the position because it's such a hard position. But he was saying that couldn't be believable that people were turning it down because it's such a hard position. This dude just contradicting himself now. This is crazy.
We should all assume the position because we're going to get fucked again.
Yes.
Oh man. Oh, this is so painful, guys. I really, really dislike this person. I didn't dislike him at first. Now I do.
Oh, you haven't watched their Defense of the Last Jedi video. It's so painful.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we keep going here. We've got almost 2,400 people watching.
Now look, I am not knocking Dave Filoni. The guy is incredible, but right now he really
He just knocked on him.
No, I didn't.
Experience.
He's doing all this. That's right. He's doing all this. That's good. You just showed me 800 movies that Kathleen Kennedy made. 800 movies. She seemed rather fucking, excuse my language, rather fucking busy when she took over Star Wars. This doesn't look like what you showed me that Kathleen Kennedy did, sir. This doesn't look like that to me. God damn you.
Hey everyone, can we smash the melee button? We got 2,400 watching. Let's smash that melee button, get us over 1,000.
Yeah, guys. Please hit that thumbs up. A lot of you are sending super chats. Thank you for the super chats. I'm gonna read them all, and we're gonna, we'll answer any questions you have and any comments. So keep those super chats coming. But if you don't want to send a super chat, but you want to support the channel, just click that thumbs up for me. That sends a message to YouTube that something special is happening here tonight.
It's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and it's not witchcraft. It's not devil worship. It's just making fun of SJWs and Star Wars. All right, thank you very much. Back to work.
His very first live action production.
He does have hair.
Who else you got?
We all had Kevin Feige. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name.
Oh my God, it's Rion.
No, you asshole. First of all, it's not that nobody. I had to listen to it. I listened to it in order to understand it. It could be Feige. It doesn't necessarily look like Feige would be spelled F-I. How would you spell Feige? F-I.
I called it like Feige, I think, the first time I saw it.
Yeah, and a lot of people do think this is Rion Johnson because his name is spelled stupidly. That's why. It's you go, wait, that's not how Ryan is spelled. Oh, your mom was a big thing for herself, well, fuck you. Rion Johnson. No, it's Ryan. We understand that. You have to hear it actually spoken.
Ethan drops more F-bombs when I'm here.
I'm so pissed off. I watch this stuff and it drives me insane. I'm sorry for my language. Sorry, I apologize. I'm going to continue cursing now because I'm,
To be quite honest, guys, I would be so happy if they somehow got him to be the president of Lucasfilm.
How is he going to be president of Lucasfilm and Marvel at the same time?
He isn't. He's going to choose Lucasfilm over Marvel, and they'll replace him at Marvel. theoretically, if that is what he wants to do. That is the fantasy. The fantasy is give up Marvel, it's fine. Go over, fix Lucasfilm.
Imagine asking that question.
What a dummy. It's so insulting. It's just...
I would just like to say, remember that I'm assuming all of us have watched Forrest Gump. That one scene where the teacher guy, the principal, is explaining to Forrest Gump's mom why he can't go to the school because he shows the chart with the IQ.
Mm-hmm.
I think that guy might be at one of those levels.
Yeah.
How is he going to go to work when he's busy eating breakfast? You can't go to work and eat breakfast at the same time. That doesn't make sense, dummy. Same conundrum. Same brilliant conundrum.
Dave Filoni, because he'd have to be cloned. Come on.
Why did they have the Steelers on Darth Vader's helmet?
What? What did they what?
He put the Steelers on top of Darth Vader's helmet,
Oh, that's weird.
like the logo for the football team.
Let me look. Okay.
I'm just impressed you picked up on the Steelers. All right.
I know
Right,
which team has won the most Super Bowls, Jeremy.
Rion Johnson.
And it's not
Patriots?
the Patriots.
Patriots?
I would be so happy if they somehow got him to be the president of Lucasfilm.
How is he going to be president of Lucasfilm
Let's hear it
and
again.
Marvel at the same time?
He isn't.
Might as well call up Dave Filoni.
See right there. Why is there a Steelers thing on Darth Vader?
He must be a Steelers fan. So
Maybe.
I don't think so. Isn't he from California?
Most people from California try to find better teams.
No, unfortunately, everyone in California either likes the Raiders or the Niners.
For non-Americans, the Steelers are an American football team. So, all right, there are people in the chat going, "What is that?"
Because he has to be cloned. Come on, guys. Who else you got?
John Lasseter is amazing.
The Toy Story guy.
He's like the Kevin Feige.
Yeah, the guy that ran Pixar.
The Pixar guy, the guy that started Pixar with George freaking Lucas and Steve Jobs. Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna... Oh my god, what an idiot! Oh my god.
Is that guy in trouble for? Did he get Me Too'd?
He did.
Yes, he did
And
for hugging.
Here's the thing about him. He is one of the most nicest people you will ever meet. And you know how there's just some people that are very affectionate. Like when they meet you, they're like, oh, like let me hug you. Like when you go to Pixar, of course, you know, you're there because you like Pixar. I'm assuming nobody goes to Pixar to hate on Pixar. And when you go and tell someone like, oh my God, I loved your work. I love Toy Story. I love Monsters, Inc. He's just one of those nice people that's like, oh, thank you so much. And he hugs you. He's a very affectionate person. So the people that Me Too'd him, I'm like, if you ever met John Lasseter, you would know he's not, a creepy, like he's not doing that to be creepy. He's doing it because he's, an affectionate person. It made me so upset when all that Me Too stuff came out about him and I left Pixar. I'm like, this is the guy that brought magic to so many people's lives in childhood, and you did that to him.
Yeah.
Sad.
No, I mean, they're all looking for excuses to do that. They really are. They're all looking for excuses to Me Too people, powerful people like me.
Somebody tried to Me Too you?
No, not yet. But they will. I know it. Ethan,
I love how he discredits John Lasseter. Who the hell does that?
An idiot, Jeremy. An idiot.
Lord, my God, how stupid can you be?
The Toy Story guy. You remember?
Yeah, the Toy Story guy. Yeah, the greatest animated films of all time. Sure, the Toy Story guy. That's like saying George Lucas is a Star Wars guy. So stupid, man. Good Lord.
He's so much more than just Toy Story.
I know. But even that comment is how does that make it?
Pixar movie.
It's like yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Toy
okay,
Story.
sorry. I always get it confused with Bug's Life.
Even if he's so much more than Toy Story, but that's not a bad thing to call him the Toy Story guy,
He should have just said the Pixar guy.
Well, the Toy Story, yeah, you're right. It's just so like condescending. You're running out of things to say. It's like, how can I'm just saying like things that. All right, let's keep going here.
The guy who thinks Mr. Potato Head can talk.
Yes.
That it revolve a little more around the toys.
The problem is nobody wants to take her.
God damn it!
That was really stupid too. He's saying stupid stuff left and right. Star Wars should revolve a little less around the toys. That's his attitude. He thinks it revolves too much around the toys. And if we give it to John Lasseter, they're gonna be more toys. What do you think Star Wars is? It's like it basically is the franchise that made toys. That made toys for boys. and made them into multi-billion dollars. The movies basically advertised the toys. They came up with that idea too.
Yep.
I think it's also a sad commentary on Hollywood. That
Oh,
nobody
I
thinks-
like Grace Randolph. If I said anything mean about Grace Randolph, I take it back. She's a sweetie pie. I think that's what I said last time.
take this job.
Yeah, maybe because nobody else has been offered the job.
You don't know
Very
that.
exciting, I think, job opportunity.
Oh, you think so?
Chance to become.
Well,
a
she
whole
said
new
that JJ was offered, according to her story.
I know.
Display of film knowledge these people.
Yeah, basically, she did say that J.J. Abrams was offered the job, and the reason I mean, look, nobody. She said I have no evidence for this, and that's correct. But there's some hint that may have happened because J.J. Abrams was recently given this $50 million contract. Was it 50 million? It might have been 500 million. I think it was 500 million.
It's probably 500.
There's a lot of money. Yeah, and to do whatever. So he was obviously shopping himself around to find some kind of package deal for himself. And I have no doubt that Star Wars offered him a position.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's look at it with logic, which I know I'm sorry, I know that's something you really don't worry about is logic, but let's look at it logically. Okay, J.J. Abrams, according to Grace, was offered the job. J.J. Abrams is Spielberg's boy. Who got Kathleen Kennedy the job? Spielberg. Who got J.J. Abrams the job under Kathleen Kennedy? Spielberg. J.J. Abrams owns his own entire production company. He produces everything. Whether you like J.J. or not is a different discussion, but looking at the qualifications of what he has, he's very qualified. So to believe that they offered him that position makes complete and total sense when you're thinking about it from a logical standpoint, something Major Lee is not probably a fan of. So I apologize. Say hello to your brother and sister. I mean, your mom and dad for me. Major Lee.
Oh, oh my God, that was brutal. All right.
Have. Did they just pull from a hat that has only 5 names in it? You know, I haven't heard a single choice here that sounds better than Kathleen Kennedy.
J.J. Abrams, Dave Filoni, John Lasseter. Those are 3 names that sound better than Kathleen Kennedy. And putting those 3 and maybe 2 others in a hat and pulling one out is still a better idea than renewing Kathleen Kennedy's contract for another 3 years. And you have not provided any evidence. You have not provided any logical argument as to why that would not be the case. And I can provide you with evidence. I can show you that from The Force Awakens to The Last Jedi, the films have been going down, like massively dropping in box office receipts. From Rogue One to Solo, it's now catastrophic. Toy sales are awful. People are not connecting with these characters, and that's transparently obvious by everything. There is zero excitement or buzz for Star Wars Episode 9. She has hired and fired so many creative people on a whim. Directors. She's pissed off so many good directors. She had Solo 85% of the way made by her chosen creative team, Lord and Miller, and then she checked in and realized it wasn't quite what she wanted. 85% of the way through the movie, she had to fire those 2 guys. Big public nightmare, big PR nightmare, and hire Opie Cunningham to come in and fix it.
That's one of the worst things I've ever seen by any executive. How she survived that is beyond me.
She's fucking up. Okay, it's just obvious. There's no doubt about the fact that she's fucking up. Box office receipts are tanking. Toy sales are tanking. Okay, it's like she has shown just unsteadiness in her job, in her position. She hires and fires people on a whim. She doesn't fire people she should fire, and she fires people that she shouldn't. That is Kathleen Kennedy. So yes, pick any of those 5 names from a hat. Any one of them would be better than Kathleen Kennedy. And you have not shown me one goddamn reason so far, 17 minutes into this video, why I am wrong in saying that. You fucking idiot. You condescending, patronizing jackass.
Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stupidest video, and what's so insulting about it? Well, everything about it is insulting, and it's meant to be insulting. But this person is mentally ill, and he's projecting his mental illness on a community that's just going, "Hey, can we have our hobby back? Can we have our fandom back? Can we have our franchise back? We miss Star Wars. We know who it is to blame right now for what's happening, for what's happened to Star Wars. We're pointing our fingers at them. Nothing's being done." And we have assholes like this who are making completely disingenuous videos, insulting these hurt fans who miss something they used to love, and he thinks it's funny. Hey, fuck you. Go back to your UFO documentaries.
I need
have
clapping
something
emojis.
that's
I'm
gonna,
sorry, Anna. Clapping emojis. Go, Anna.
Ethan, I found something that'll make you happy. Share my screen.
Hold on. That's a challenge. Okay, hold on. I got to do stuff to share your screen. Okay, share your screen. All right.
Not that one. Share the screen share that I'm sharing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Add to
There you
screen. Okay. Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
That's awesome. That is great. I love
they got my pecs right. I gotta say.
Was this one of your wigs?
Is that on Twitter? I'll retweet that.
Yeah, this is on Twitter. I saw it and it made me laugh. I felt like after that, you
That's
need
cool.
something to make you smile.
All right, do we have to keep watching this? I guess we do. We've got a lot of people here, so we're gonna keep going tonight.
By the way, that looks totally photoshopped.
It isn't though. That's what that's me without makeup. What do they say? What do girls say on Twitter? They're just like me without makeup, rolled out of bed looking like this or something like that. That's me. All right, here we go. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, this woman. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I got to go back and do it again. Sorry, guys.
Start from the beginning.
No. Please don't.
I forgot to share audio. That's why. We want to hear what this guy has to say. I think.
No, we don't.
Yeah. All right, onwards.
I love how Cecil only adds start from the beginning. That's pretty much all he's added in the past 10 minutes.
All right, here we go.
She had success in films that are Star Wars, but she has never shown 1 ounce of not caring about this franchise. Every single thing that's come out of her mouth sounds like she takes this more seriously than clearly any of you can possibly imagine.
That's not true, you idiot. She said that girls couldn't relate to Luke Skywalker and only Princess Leia. That's why she killed him. She was MIA for like 9 months. She does not care. The only time we saw her was when she showed up to the Solo red carpet thing and she said like 2 things and left. She does not care.
She has not shown not 1 ounce of not caring.
I gotta say, I'm digging Daisy Ridley's scene here a little bit. You know, I'm not usually a fan, but I like her haircut.
I like Daisy Ridley. She's cool.
Her little boy's haircut.
Well, I don't think it's little boys. It's not. It's not.
It's kind of 20s, isn't it? I wonder if she's
Yeah.
I wonder if she was filming the Orient Express movie when they did this interview, maybe.
Oh,
No, this is that Star Wars celebration.
Oh, okay, this is this year. Never mind.
Was that movie any good, by the way?
No.
I
Oh,
didn't
it was
mind
so boring.
I didn't mind it, but I like Poirot, so if you like.
You like pornos?
Well, that too. That's
That
another
sounds
podcast.
what it sounds
Poirot, yeah. No, the porn podcast is coming.
Please.
Experience where you're spending more time on the set, making these films, talking about these films, being a part of these movies and these stories.
That is a bearded egg right here. That's what a bearded egg is. You talk about different kinds of soy boys. You can pull them out of the audience, but bearded egg is right. That's soy boy number 2. Sorry, sir, if you're. I don't mean to insult you. If you're in the audience. Bearded egg. Okay.
Story that it's almost more time than you end up spending with your family. Yeah. So. True.
She claims to not want to oversaturate with films. She sounds like she wants each one to feel like a special event. And she's proven plenty of times to have actually done her homework on this franchise prior to making these films. She also
No, she hasn't.
Well, first of all, yeah, that doesn't impress me. She needs to do her homework. The idea that she cares about what she's doing, of course she does. She's a provocative agent of social justice. She does care about what she's doing. Star Wars boss explains why she had to sack Solo's original directors. He's about to go on and explain the virtue of Kathleen Kennedy's psychotic hiring and firing habits. I can't wait to hear this.
firing respected directors who are supposedly not getting the job done. If that doesn't show that someone cares about the product they're making and is willing to make really tough decisions about it,
Then I'll suck a cock.
Oh my god. Yeah, she cares so much. She's willing to, remake a movie that's already 80% done and lose $83 million. She really cares. She really freaking cares, guys.
I think it was more of she had to do something because the higher ups kept saying, "What is going on with this production? What is wrong with this production? You got to do something, Kathy." And I think that was why it took so long, and that's why they cheered when they fired Lord. Was it Lord and what the crap their name is? Lord and Miller. Right?
Lord and Miller, yeah.
Lord and Taylor. I was saying.
Lord and Taylor, yeah, that would be better. All right.
I have such an amazing team at Lucasfilm. Every single person that is in charge of all these different areas. The great thing is, number one, they're a fan. And secondly, they strive for excellence in whatever it is we're creating. They're doing their best work.
She keeps shaking her head no.
God bless. I mean, she's right
Her
about
body
that.
language.
Yeah, I know.
They're super fans. They love the product.
Yeah, she's got. I mean, Lucasfilm has some of the most talented people over there, and it's just like, yeah, she's right. She has the most amazing team, and she's got making her shit, and that is the problem. And they're going to do a good job, It's gonna
Why
look
does
good.
everyone in charge of Star Wars turn into a bullfrog?
Oh, that's true. That's weird. You're not wrong about that,
what they're
Cecil.
doing.
Kathleen Kennedy, of course, has infamously said, "I owe the original male fans of the franchise nothing." Remember that? It was nuts that she said that.
Oh, you
Get
mean
him, Grace.
that you misinterpreted? Yeah, that was nuts. Now, just recently, Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm decided to appoint Michelle Rejwan.
Because of J.J. Abrams. That was J.J. Abrams' secretary that just got hired. You don't think...
Are we only 10 minutes into this fucking video?
No. We're like 19.
Okay. Whew. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. All right.
As the new VP of live action development, or for the layman, the movies. And while some people will undoubtedly think this means Kathleen is taking a step back, I'm sorry to say there really is no evidence to support that. Kathleen maintains she'll be.
Then why do they have somebody else doing the job, right?
She's only got she's got 3 years on her. She had a 3-year contract that started a year ago. So that would be the evidence that she could be stepping back.
She needs to retire already. She's like, what, 65? Just take your money and go.
Well, and they made her head of what was it? Some screen. It's not like the Screen Actors Guild. It's some weird. I can't remember what they made her the head of something. Some like the Academy Awards something or other. Right?
Film Actors Guild.
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't remember.
Why? She's not an actress.
I don't know. It's something where they like go and pick movies that they want to give awards to, prestigious movies or something. I can't remember what it is. They'll know in the chat too.
So like Marvel movies can get their own category at the Oscars.
Something like that. Oh yeah, it was the Film Actors Guild. Okay.
She's not an actress or a director. Why is she even involved in that?
Because she needed something to do. She needed a little retirement.
She needed something to do. Lucasfilm. Oh my god.
Well, Michelle Rejwan's doing that. What else? What else is there to do, right?
My head hurts.
And she's still the president. Lucasfilm has also.
So is Trump. So is Trump, bitch. Sorry. All right.
Involved in an insane amount of projects that don't fall under the category of live action films. But hey, in a way, you guys got what you wanted. There will
No, that's not what we wanted. Nobody asked for this woman that only she doesn't even hold the freaking X-Wing right. Like, come on.
She's worked on what, 3 movies. She was an actress in one thing, like as an extra. She didn't work for a decade, and then she came back to get JJ's coffee. So now we got her on Star Wars. We got JJ's other little lackey over on Star Trek with Alex Kurtzman. We've got somebody else of JJ's somewhere, like his wife is in charge of something now.
His son is writing Spider-Man. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's another one too.
Person being heavily involved in overseeing all
God damn it!
Feige or John Lasseter, it's another woman who you've never heard of.
They're actually upset with themselves for making a Han Solo movie instead of an Obi-Wan movie.
Oh, we're so upset that we made one bad idea for a prequel instead of an even worse idea for a prequel.
That's your
How
opinion.
is that worse? How on earth would making an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie bad? He's on the planet for 19 years. I'm sure he could have done something with the Force. Yoda said he needed to teach him more so he could communicate with the other side of the Force where Qui-Gon was, because Qui-Gon came back. That would be fucking interesting to see, aside from people throwing away the actual lore and books on Han Solo's origin story and give him this stupid fucking movie where Han Solo's last name, which nobody cared about how he got a last name. It's like, how did I get a last name? Oh, my ancestors had it. Don't know the whole history on it. Nobody was questioning that, but you give him this stupid reason. Oh, you're in line by yourself to join the military? You're solo, just like every other person in fucking line. Oh my God. This guy's a fucking moron. Like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, like, just let him go. Just
Settle
Well, not
down,
to mention the
princess.
dice.
I'm
And
sorry.
by the
guys.
way, the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie is happening.
Mhm.
Dickhead.
Well, it's a prequel. Well, it's the TV series though. It's
It was
not,
an
not
even
the
worse
movie.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all going to be TV series. None of
Yeah.
the stuff's going to make it to theaters pretty soon. You think Ryan
No,
Johnson
they have
movies
to.
are
They have to have something to fill Disney Plus because they're putting all their eggs in Disney
Yeah.
Plus because they know the movies are dying. Like the movie theaters are dying. People do not want to go to the movie theater when you can go and pop on a virtual reality headset, spray some of the popcorn butter, the spray on butter, and you're in the room as air freshener, and you feel like you're in the theater, and you don't have to deal with some dickhead next to you shining their phone in your face or some idiot kid running up and down the aisles behind you. You know, that's what is going for. Like we're going to just be seeing movies at home on our virtual reality headsets or on our computers because they've destroyed it.
I hope so. I want to stay home. I don't want to.
I do too. I don't want to go to the movies.
The less interacting with other human beings that I do, the better. And I think everyone feels the same way I do. I think that's the future. People just staying away from each other. You know, I like it. All right, here we go.
Well, because the fucking guy was already in 3 prequels.
So they
Oh my God, they weren't about him, you idiot. We're about Anakin fucking Skywalker becoming Darth Vader.
They probably should have been about him though, to be honest, because I think they kind of cheapened Darth Vader for me. But
Yeah.
I disagree, but I mean,
really cool.
yeah.
But I think we're gonna mess it up.
She does little kid voice.
She does kindergarten teaching. Like, let me talk to you like this.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's meant to be like insulting to me or just, you know, a way of evading responsibility. But I like it either way. I mean, you know, when girls do that, they do little baby talk voice. It's a way of saying, "Don't blame me. I'm just a baby." Yeah. Either way is fine. That's cool.
Yeah, or they just realized it was a horrible idea. I mean, for fuck's sake, we've seen Obi-Wan ride
Oh my
God in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh my God.
There isn't a whole lot left for him to do.
They're making a whole series of TV shows though, so screw you.
And there's nothing left for him to do.
Except, you know, learn how to become a Force ghost, learn how to communicate with Force ghosts, and, you know, come back as a Force ghost. Just, you know, just other things, because, you know, there's more aspects to the Force. But you know what? This guy doesn't know any of that.
Yeah. Well, he's already ridden a dinosaur. I mean, you know, maybe have him ride.
What, Ethan? A bigger dinosaur?
A bigger or no, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say a smaller dinosaur. Okay.
That's good.
Thank you.
I don't think we still understand how bad The Last Jedi is.
Ugh, here we go.
Why does he say up to you, dude?
There we go.
Jeremy makes sense when other people are senseless. All right.
Literally destroyed Star Wars. It has hurt every fabric of Star Wars fandom, and I'm even talking about the general movie-going audience. The people that just are looking for a fun night out with the family, even those people have been affected by The Last Jedi.
Oh, we just wanted to have a nice night out with the family, and instead we got this trash.
I don't care. I don't care.
Uh-oh.
I don't care.
Oh, no. Jeremy, don't do anything drastic.
I don't.
Oh, thank God.
I bought them up. Like,
I used to play with these, and now...
Give,
oh, don't throw your toys.
These characters are as generic as the Transformers. The characters went from characters I cared about in one movie, and now they've turned into Michael Bay's Transformers.
No. These are Michael Bay Transformers.
Now, as for them, they did mess.
I
up
didn't get
Last
that joke.
Jedi.
I didn't either.
But I realized that it was a huge mistake, right? And I stand by that if they had just given Luke Skywalker a giant lightsaber battle, we wouldn't be doing any of this.
Really? Did you not get what this movie was about?
He's in bed with his sister.
Nobody knows what this movie is about. Except this movie doesn't even know what it's about. It's like, let's destroy Luke Skywalker. Let's show, Poe getting sexually harassed by purple hair bitch. Then let's animal rights matters, guys. But let's abandon the orphans. Let's leave the orphans to slavery. But let's free the animals. We're just gonna go right back into captivity. This movie doesn't know.
Really?
Well, it gave that anti-corporate message, right?
Yep.
Like, oh, corporate greed is bad. Don't give money to the corporate planet where they sell all the weapons and stuff from. Like Disney, don't give money to the giant corporations like Disney. Got the message loud and clear for that
Hey,
one.
slavery is okay. That's okay according to this movie. Leave the children, free the animals.
Broom boy. Don Blue in the chat is killing me. All right, here we go.
No, Ethan, this is a transformer.
Beyond lightsabers. It doesn't need them. Second of all, a saber duel would not have fit at all with what was going on between him and Kylo. His whole reason for feeling guilty and hiding on the island was because he held the saber over Kylo in his sleep. Now he's going to reconcile by kicking Kylo's ass? No.
about
Think about
time.
what this character is actually going through for 2 seconds. And third, not every movie has to have a saber duel in it.
Yes,
Except for every single Star Wars movie.
But it's Star Wars.
Oh, we're so bored of Star Wars. We're so bored of the things
lightsaber.
Yeah, the things that happen in Star Wars movies are so boring. They don't always have to happen.
Oh my god! Except for like the most epic scenes in Star Wars, we don't need that in this.
Clark Kent doesn't have to become Superman in a Superman movie.
Not every Batman movie has to have Batman. I mean, it's such a stupid comment. Not every Star Wars movie has to have a lightsaber battle.
That's all I remember about the Phantom Menace one. It was like that epic. That was the good part. It was there's the lightsaber battle and the music, and that's cool, right?
All we need to do is play that clip right there, and we've just destroyed this guy.
Jeremy, you can have a successful Star Wars movie without a lightsaber. Check out Solo. Made money.
Yeah, even Rogue One. Yeah, because they added those 7 minutes with Vader, and that's why the movie did well, because Vader is a badass in that movie.
Oh yeah, and it's right at the end too, so you kind of forget like the long boring bits because you're just out of the movie fresh, and you're like, oh my god, that was amazing, because Darth Vader just mowed down an entire hallway full of guys, and it was awesome. Yeah,
Not bad for a guy with no cock.
He has one, Cecil.
Right.
Wow,
You take a bath in lava, sweetie. We'll see what you're saying.
Technocratic concentration camp. Thanks for $14 Australian. Says Jeremy has time to teabag my mother, but he still has time to be on the High Council. I say.
Really?
All right.
7 movies in a row that have had one.
Oh,
Some
it's
of them
so
even had
boring.
More than one. Give it a rest, so the one in episode 9 will actually have some impact.
Nobody's going to go to the one in episode 9 because
Oh my god, that's like saying in Empire, the scene between Luke and Vader didn't give more impact to the one in Return of the freaking Jedi. Oh my god, this guy's logic doesn't make any sense. Well, he doesn't have any logic. It just, oh my god. What must it be to wake up in the morning and have a mindset like this? Like, how, if breathing wasn't a reflex, people like this would die.
Really?
Anna she's spot on. I mean, think about Return of the Jedi. Think about that scene, and it's my favorite lightsaber battle. Think about that, and then eliminate the Empire Strikes Back, and think about how less the stakes are in that. How much more emotionally connected you wouldn't be. This guy is insane. Oh my god!
Look at Rey's face here. The thing about Rey is that like she just goes through the movie. This is my observation. Having things happen to her. I mean, look, this is happening to her right now. Look at her face.
She's not even concerned for her life.
Yeah, like she's like, okay, I got to remember what to do next, according to the choreographer here, the fight choreographer. Like,
oh, that's a video to watch. There's some stuntmen who broke down the fight scene, and they're saying how horrible it is because they're just spinning around. And, yeah, it's a horrible fight scene here.
Yeah, I reacted to that video. That was a good video.
Let's CG the weapon out that would 100% would have killed her.
Yeah.
They even brought up critiques I had not heard about that scene. If you guys haven't seen that video, I don't remember what the channel's called, but it's a very good video. It's a very good breakdown.
It went over your head, Jeremy. They just threw a little bit of interpretive dance in there. They wasted it on your troglodytes.
My people. Okay.
Cecil is a goddamn comedic genius, dude.
He sure is, dude. Cecil, you have no idea. He's amazing.
Needs a duel when we get all of this incredible saber action.
Oh my god.
The universe is fine.
Hot
It's
saber action.
actually an interesting element that could have worked. But having him also tell Ray
Who's this guy?
help and to leave
Hayden
him alone
Purno? Hayden Purno. I've never heard of him.
to flip
Never heard of this
at the end
person.
of the film while also not actually flipping the switch does not make any sense.
What didn't make sense about this? The character
Everything.
Yoda convinced him to face Kylo. He needed to be a force projection to buy the rebels enough time to escape. I mean, you might as well just flash these big red letters on the screen while you say that.
They listened to Harrison.
No. It doesn't make sense from the beginning that Luke Skywalker, a guy that would rather die than turn to the dark side because he wants to save his father, would murder his nephew for having a bad fucking dream. All he had to do was say, "Hey, Kylo, you're having these bad feelings. Let me tell you what my dad did. Let's have a heart-to-heart about what my dad did. Let's call your mom. Let's talk to your mom about how our dad, your grandpa, blew up the planet right in front of her. You want to have a hard time? Guess what? Princess Leia and Han Solo are your fucking parents. You're not having a hard life. Luke Skywalker is teaching you how to be a Jedi. You want to cry that your life is so hard? Go look at what your mom, dad, and uncle went through. So don't complain to me about that. And then you want to say it's okay. It's completely in the normal for Luke to abandon everyone after wanting to murder his nephew. That's not out of character at all. Then you want to say, oh, the only way to save them was for Luke to be a force protection. He could have gone there and just went like that with the force, knocked him over, done something with Kylo, or he could have said, hey, you know what, Kylo, maybe I fucked up, but this is the reason why. Let's have a heart-to-heart. Let's get your mom out here. Why the hell did you kill your father? Oh, Snoke's dead now. Maybe you want to finish what Darth Vader started. Well, guess what? He wanted to do that with me and your mom. So yeah, we can finish what Grandpa started, get him inside and, put him in timeout for a little bit and fix everything. So everything that Major Lee is defending for this movie makes absolutely no fucking sense if you know anything about Star Wars.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, he's just taking it as face value that, you just have to accept like the entire movie up to the end, right? It's like, no. We have problems with why he's on the island. We have problems with how he acted towards Kylo. We have problems with everything about the character, not just the last little decision and the last little scene of the movie. Like, these guys are stupid. They don't get it.
Hey, Josh McAdams, thanks for $20. He says, didn't Lucasfilm mess up from the very beginning by not making the sequel trilogy about the decline of Luke, Han, and Leia and blend in new characters as their proteges? Use the standalone movies to focus on the Rey Finn? Yes, exactly. I completely 100% agree with that. Honestly, people went to go see The Force Awakens to see Han, Luke, and Leia. Period. That's it.
Yep.
That was the big, all of that money that you made, that was for that, and you failed to deliver. You failed to deliver those three together again. That is the biggest crime that Disney has ever committed, and that includes probably murder. I'm sure they've killed people. They've whacked out people like the Clintons. So that is a horrible, horrible crime. And now you're seeing the decline from that. People don't trust Star Wars anymore. They don't trust the brand like they used to. It's awful. All right, let's keep going here.
Huge mistake because Hamill lives and breathes this fandom. It's the only career he's got for the most part, right?
Oh my!
He's a voice actor. Oh, come on, he's the Joker, Grace. He is the Joker. He has been doing the Joker for years. After he finished Star Wars, he's done so much. He was even in The Flash. Come on, his most iconic role ever. I will give him that for what he did as the physical actor. Was Luke Skywalker. That was his breakthrough role. But he also has done so many more iconic things than just Luke Skywalker. So even her putting him in that bubble, that's kind of disrespectful.
Hey, Princess.
Nuh-uh. What?
I said, nuh-uh.
Star Wars for about, I don't know, the majority of his career. 340 acting credits. Oh my God. If I were Mark Hamill, I'd be pretty fucking offended at what you just said. Even as I sit here making this video, I'm still discovering new reasons why all of this fucking rules. The first but they couldn't track the galaxy.
And when are they going to make Corvette Summer 2?
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Not to mention the hologram projection symbolism between him and Leia, the fact that both Luke and Leia traveled through space in some way during this movie by using the Force. Both Skywalker twins, true to their name, transcended space in really distinguishable ways.
Oh my God, Mary fucking Poppins! Who wants to say that was a good scene?
She walked through the sky. You missed the symbolism of Skywalker there.
That's space, though. That's not the sky.
Oh my God. And then the only reason in that scene between Luke and Leia when they finally reunite, that was going to be, so much shorter and, less meaningful. But Mark Hamill said, like, no, I'm not going to not acknowledge C-3PO. I can't. The only reason that scene was a shred decent was because of Mark Hamill. So don't even try to, say that this is all a masterpiece part of The Last Jedi, because it's just not. And this is just ridiculous.
Hey, we reached the halfway point.
Oh my God.
We reached the
I'm
halfway
gonna pop a blood vessel or something. This is
I got Jeremy to stay on a very long stream. Jeremy never comes on the high. Well, I say never. He missed 2 High Councils, but I got him to come on one of the most epic High Council episodes ever, dude. And this one's going to go down in memory. So
Ethan did threaten me when he asked me to come on. He sent a threat. It was pretty mean. So
got to do what I got to do. I care about.
I respect
the
that. I respect that. I respect that.
All right, good. Here we go.
With the script, this scene also works on a meta-contextual level. Where
he doesn't know what that means.
Oh my
Are you fucking kidding me?
I was gonna ask, does he know what the word means?
Considering that's like one of the biggest words he used, I'm not sure he even knows what that is. Let me go on,
It's a meta-conceptual level.
Let me look at synonyms and let me put them together so I can sound smart.
This is hilarious. Is it? I wonder.
A meta-conceptual level.
This is the funniest thing I've seen in a while. Are we sure this guy isn't Andy Kaufman secretly?
Oh, he's very silly. Oh boy! All right, here we go.
Champion as Luke Skywalker, having had his own real-life act of selflessness by letting go and allowing his character to die.
Oh my God, it's because he was told to or he's going to get fired and sued because he's under contract. He straight up said, like, this is breaking me. You can see it in his face. He says how they disrespected him in the characters. And then he had to do a fast flip because they're like, Mark, you signed this contract not knowing that we're going to completely disrespect you and your character. You signed this contract. If you do anything, we are going to sue the ever-living shit out of you. So, of course, he had to flip his switch. You want to say that he did that out of respect, out of, let me put this all down so I can go do this? No, he did it because he's in a legally binded contract and he doesn't want to lose all of his money. He has a wife, dogs, and children and grandchildren. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy is an idiot.
It was a meta-contractual.
I have no patience. I'm sorry. This is. Why did you invite me on here, Ethan?
I needed you for this. This is
because you're good at ranting.
My head, it hurts. I'm going to go get ice cream. I'll be right back.
That sounds wonderful.
This film that really made me love the character.
Which also ruined Star Wars lore too. I mean, if this was possible, why not do it straight away? Why not just set up a robot spaceship and kamikaze through it at the start?
Maybe it uses up a lot of fuel, which we already know is in limited supply.
Good God.
Why is fuel a thing? That's one of our other complaints. Why are we hearing about fuel all of a sudden? Oh,
that's what happened.
Or why not just kamikaze through the Death Star in A New Hope, and we wouldn't have to even watch Luke's progression from whiny father to Jedi Knight return.
Look, nobody's.
And he's gonna. I know what he's gonna say.
Films, if you don't want to. I mean, are you angry because they didn't think of this back in 1977? It's not Rian Johnson's fault that nobody had the idea until now.
Giving a character unlimited.
It's not Rian Johnson's fault that he's a genius.
It's not Rian Johnson's fault that
it's part of canon. You are walking into a pre-existing world. By doing that, you are breaking canon. You are breaking continuity. How the fuck do you not understand this?
Because he's never seen Star Wars before this movie. That's why he doesn't know. I guarantee you, he's never seen Star Wars before. Because like every complaint that we have is all complaints that yes, but because of the other movies, this is why this is bad.
This guy has to be. He has to be intentionally trying to be this stupid. You can't be this dumb. You can't. Even if your parents are brother and sister. Even if your parents are brother and sister, you still can't be this fucking stupid.
No, Jeremy, he said on EFAP, he's like, one of my favorite things about my Last Jedi defense video is that halfway through, people have this epiphany and they realize I'm not being a troll and I'm being serious.
About halfway through, we think he's Andy Kaufman. Is he stupid?
Hey, your boy Zach's in the chat. He says, "Why is it whiny to whine about The Last Jedi?" But it's not whiny to whine about people whining about The Last Jedi. Of course, that's my entire premise here. This is pure mental illness. I mean, it's like to complain because you really are upset about Star Wars falling apart makes sense. To complain because people are complaining about Star Wars falling apart is mental illness, and that's what we're experiencing here together.
Zach's comment was metaconceptual.
Nobody liked it.
No, Rey was already a good fighter. Luke tended to crops growing up. Rey fended for herself. Scavenger.
This guy, crop? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know what a crop is? He's on a moisture farm. Did you not see those things? Those little post things? Those aren't crops. You need to learn the difference. Oh my God.
He's farming moisture.
My brain. It hurts. Why? How do people like this exist? I don't know.
He was also able to repair droids. He wanted to be more. He was out there shooting the rat things.
Pilot. He was a pilot.
Oh fuck! I can't remember words now in terminology.
Swamp rats.
Yes.
Film now.
Last Jedi, very divisive. People were like up in arms.
I thought he was doing it just then. I thought he was doing it just then.
You can't watch him without being prepared for that moment. Like it's you're never gonna watch him the same now. That's why I laugh every time he pops up. So I'm waiting for him to do it.
Some people like it, some people hate it.
Wow. Kudos to Robert Storm.
That's the two-handed.
You actually admit that some people liked The Last Jedi. Good for you, Robert. Honestly.
Luke died, sacrificed himself, generate
SJWs aren't people.
and more power than any Jedi has ever seen. He died as the most powerful Jedi ever. And it was a really noble.
That's not true.
That's the way
it's 100% not true.
This guy's a douche. I don't know. I'm getting some douchey vibes off him. I don't know what's up.
Cool. You do you, I do me.
I don't know why, but I'm starting to like this guy a lot more.
I think I know why. I think we all know why. I'm glad we
farming my moisture.
Oh dear God! All right, here we go.
Don't like the fact that Rey's parents are nobody.
And you blew it.
The problem,
so to speak.
That did it for him, huh?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did. All right.
the Skywalker saga. The saga films are a Skywalker saga. So if she doesn't have any lineage to a Skywalker, the saga's dead.
Yeah, which is
Oh my God.
the final episode in it.
You had to make Rey a Skywalker. It had to be done. And from what I hear, that was pretty much J.J. Abrams' plan.
No, it was not. Watch this scene again.
Oh God.
You're waiting for
No.
Then it's coming back. But someone who still could.
You mean the scene where she gets Anakin's lightsaber and she hears Obi-Wan's voice?
And Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
And that we never addressed it for in the entire Last Jedi, one of the most important scenes. And
Maz Kanata just racing gender swapped Yoda anyway.
I hate Maz Kanata. I really despise this thing. Oh, she's annoying.
I love her anus eyes.
I was very like Maz Kanata. They went with so many practical effects in The Force Awakens, and Maz Kanata was CG character. It just felt completely out of place.
Yeah. You're right, Cecil. She does have anus eyes. That's what it looks like. It's disturbing. God damn it.
Completely separate people. Why would she mislead her like that?
Star Wars is now being targeted to older SJWs who don't buy at least as much merch as the older, more conservative original fans and kids who are not enjoying these new movies.
I like Grace.
Kids are totally not enjoying these new movies. It's only the older
Here's some pictures of a few kids that were on the Star Wars Celebration by their parents.
W's who are into it.
They believe that the fans care that one of the droids is pro-droids rights, rather than why Han Solo.
See, here's the thing about that. You know, it's like I was a kid who liked Star Wars. My parents could give her, you know, take or leave Star Wars. It wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? Like I was a kid who found Star Wars. It was important to me. My parents could give a damn. These children that you're showing are the children of obsessive Star Wars fans, and they're naturally going to, while they still have no control and no free agency, they're going to be forced to dress up like Rey for their parents' amusement at Star Wars Celebration.
Well, yeah,
When we were at Celebration, there was a little girl when me, Jeremy, and Jesse were in the panel for episode 9. This little girl behind me was dressed up like Ahsoka, and she didn't know who the character was that she was dressed up like.
Yeah,
it's like parents aren't gonna, because a little kid wants their parents to take them to a convention that's like what $100 minimum a ticket. No parent's gonna take their kids there unless the parents like it and are willing to pay $100 per ticket minimum.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Came to be the guy that everyone loves in the original trilogy.
You didn't even see the movie yet when you made this video. How do you know what's in it?
I'm not even going to go see it this week, the week of it releasing.
And man, wait until he hears about the robot fucking.
Lando never fucked the droid. Okay, I don't know where people's getting this shit from.
Oh my god.
What they imply?
But if he did fuck the droid, what would it look like? I want to see you do it. All right.
Maybe she had feelings for Lando, but that it was a joke, played for jokes.
Holy fuck.
The guy is just a potato sack of deviancy. I mean, it's just degeneracy, you know? Oh, God. Ugh. Vile.
Shit. He is right.
The creatives believe that it is more important to inject Earth identity politics to a franchise that has been around for more than 40 years.
You're acting like that's the only thing in the movie. Like, there's nothing else going on in the story. Nothing to do with a fantasy space war and the Jedi.
You're asking like this poop in your swimming pool is the only thing in the swimming pool. You're acting like that's it. It's just nothing but poop. But there's water in there too, and chlorine.
40,000 gallons of water.
Jedi, alien.
2 ounces of poop.
Great conflict between characters. Nah, it's just a 2-hour lecture on how to be an SJW.
If companies can't
It
understand
is.
logic, then these identity politics that are already manifesting in universities and now in storytelling will keep spiraling out of control.
Right. If those companies would only understand logic. All right.
Oh my god.
Well, I think we've heard enough from you.
Well, that's why they're failing now, isn't it?
Hey, I'll be right back, guys.
Johnson, and you
Jeremy's going right at the point where he's all right, Jeremy, you late.
Wait, is there? Hang on. All right, I'll hang around for a minute. I gotta deal with something really quick. So go ahead, though.
Okay, here we go.
fire this man publicly, and then you get a restraining order against him with Star Wars. Do not let this man near that.
Thank you for playing this clip. Thank you. I stand by that. Rian Johnson should be publicly fired and shamed by the Disney company, and he should have a restraining order put on him. He is not allowed within 500 miles of any Star Wars production theme park, even where there's a birthday party with a Star Wars theme. And if he goes within those 500 miles, the president of the United States, who happens to be Donald Trump, has to sign an approval for him to break that agreement. That's what should happen.
I love it. I never thought about a restraining order on Rian Johnson. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Absolutely. And only Donald Trump's signature and approval can allow him to break that restraining order. Love it. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Is a fucking saint and savior of Star Wars.
I have one goal.
Stop it.
To make the most powerful Star Wars movie I possibly.
I have one goal. It's to make the most powerful Star
I like how the good's him picking his nose too.
It's classy. Keep it classy, Ryan.
This is a guy who gets harassed every day, every hour, every
That's me. Oh, you're talking about someone else.
minute.
Okay.
He literally can't open his mouth without strangers attacking him over.
That's me. Oh, you're talking about someone else. Okay.
Because he says the most ridiculous things about Star Wars to us.
That he has a round.
It's one of my videos. Yes, I'm finally in the video. Let's see. Disney CEO Bob Iger delivers the icy cold diss to Roundhead Ryan Johnson. J.J. Abrams checkmates Ryan Johnson. Roundhead Ryan Johnson lashes out on Twitter Live. That is correct. And that was at me. That was directed at me. Roundhead Ryan Johnson's destruction of Luke Skywalker was cold, calculated, and personal. That's an early one. That's an earlier video, you know. But yeah, these are all good. This is good stuff by me. Okay.
Round head, or that he can't write, or that
He has a round head, or that he can't write. This is funny.
Well, we just said he's Eric Cartman over on Midnight's Edge After Dark, and I bring out the writing crop and I smack him, and he goes, "Hey, hey!" on their soundboard because he's Eric Cartman. I mean,
He's a very silly man who is easily riled. People are like, "Oh, you got a cameo?" No, he comes after me in this too. We haven't gotten there yet. He saves me for the grand finale, I think. But he does come after me pretty soon, and it's pretty funny. All right, here we go.
You'd think it would make him hate Star Wars forever, and yet he still manages to enjoy Star Wars.
Because he's a sadist. That is why. It's not that he loves Star Wars, it's that he hates the fans. That's why. That's what keeps him coming back.
Just as much or more than the average fan. Always
no, it's money from the porgs.
Better example, even while people are attacking him. So now he's fine.
Oh, whoa. I got to do this. Okay, hold on.
Positive. Always being the better example, even while.
Today I learned that some Last Jedi haters have nicknamed Ryan Johnson Roundhead. I'm sorry that Ryan doesn't have a misshapen, lumpy head, haters. And he said, this is Ryan. This is Ryan responding to me calling him Roundhead Ryan Johnson. I know I'm supposed to be horrified by these guys, but God damn it, I just keep finding them kind of adorable. Of course. And then he says, also, not sure how it's an insult, but oh my God, it's true. I tried to salvage a bad haircut with a short buzz cut once in college, and I straight up looked like Charlie Brown. I mean, it's simple. It's the truth is obvious, and it's apparent to everyone.
While people are attacking him. So now he's finally started firing back in the most tame.
Whoa, there it is.
Yeah.
Yes, firing back. Ethan, I can't hear you. Did you say something? You know what it is? He had me on mute. That's what that was. You know, it wasn't that big of a deal. Everyone took it like, what do you mean? Like, Ethan's important. No, he's bragging about muting people, you know. So, all right, onwards we go.
Ways possible, and good for fucking him. Being super nice and ignoring everybody clearly wasn't working for these people either. Not only is Ryan as a person probably the least hateable person in the entire fucking film.
What? You gotta be kidding me, dude. He is an asshole of the oh my God. He is
good for fucking him.
History, but there's also the little fact that The Last Jedi is good.
I think it's a logical move for Lucasfilm to cancel the Ryan Johnson trilogy.
His trilogy is not going to happen. That trilogy will be a complete and total disaster. Complete.
It would be absolute craziness if they were like, no, we're going to ignore all of that. Let's go ahead with this trilogy. There's evidence that the Ryan Johnson trilogy has been canceled by Disney.
Ooh, I'm sorry, guys. Looks like that's still happening. Kind of reminds me of some other insider reports I remember hearing last.
There's no evidence that it's still happening, by the way. There's no evidence of that. I'm going to use your argument against you. There's no evidence that Ryan Johnson's trilogy is still happening. What, just because he said so? Big deal.
Here, like Lucasfilm guru Pablo Hidalgo is on the outs.
Fire Pablo. Like where did his balls go?
Episode 9 is being made to be a course correction. Can't seem to find any evidence of anyone saying that anywhere. JJ promises to restore his original vision. Sorry, didn't happen. Just another severely misinterpreted quote. Gee, I wonder where all these guys are getting their info from.
One day ago, the Daily Express writes an article that she's leaving by 7.
Jeremy, you're using the Daily Express. Oh, it's
I
so,
love that site.
it's
I
so
love that site.
tempting. It's so tempting.
They put the worst stories out. So good. It's that same guy, that Stefan guy. He work, and they always link back to Zero, and I love it so much.
Oh, it's so weird. I always look at it and go, "That's interesting." What? Oh, it's the Daily Express.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Then the Daily Express again talks about Kevin Feige might replace her. Then the Express talks about the backlash with Ryan Johnson. Then we have the Daily Express talking about Marvel.
Oh, the Daily Express. Basically the World Wide Web equivalent of an STD. Littered with spelling errors.
He's not wrong.
STD. What? Okay.
Dr. Discovery, what?
Page right now. It's actually breaking my computer. Now, almost
It's true. So many ads.
Jedi Mumble fans, probably written by the same person, Stefan Kariazis.
I love that he found them.
Kariazis. Seems relatively
There he
normal
is.
when he's on camera talking about Star Wars failures or Me Tooing Kate Winslet.
And he
With
knocked
the old
down,
hack, I knocked over stuff,
my,
and I
lighting
admired her boobs.
So this guy's a failed actor, then, right?
Very nice. I'm so
Stefan, you gotta trying to be relevant.
1 second.
I wouldn't vomit over Kate Winslet's boobs. I don't think that's nice. She's probably lovely. They're probably fetching for an older woman. Okay.
When someone gives this guy a keyboard, he malforms into a human clickbait machine. Captain America ending controversy. Avengers Endgame mistake. Avengers Endgame huge plot hole. James Bond 25 Daniel Craig has quit. You know, I don't even blame geeks and gamers for using this trash website as their source.
Good.
Thank you. I appreciate
Your
that.
only source?
So that's the end of the, that's the end of the video, right? You're absolved, Jeremy. You are you're doing everything right.
Because
Thanks, Major League.
Unfortunately, the first thing that comes up when you Google the rise of Skywalker. Just look at this one. This Attack of the Clones link will horrify fans.
I love it. I love it.
This is the plot rumor of C-3PO using Chewbacca's bowcaster, which is probably true. And that
Okay.
would be one of 3PO's craziest situations since Attack of the Clones. And the humorous battle moment that he had in that film was a major part of the tonal
Oh my God, I'm
misfires of
falling
the prequel
asleep.
trilogy. Really, that 2-second moment
Get
was
to
a
me.
major part of it wasn't even bad. It's
Oh my
funny as
God.
shit. Fans will be hoping Episode 9 does not add ill-judged jokes at C-3PO's expense. Oh, you mean
Oh my
the thing that
God.
happens to him in every single movie that he's in? So the long
Oh,
list
you
of
mean
issues simply-
Oh, SJW's fucking Daily Show bullshit. Just shut the fuck up and call me creepy. Let's go.
Perceived disrespect shown to legacy characters and storyline, which alienated a core section of the fandom in The Last Jedi. That core section of the fandom seemed pretty fucking alienated to begin with, let's be honest.
Not true.
Not alone in bed when Luke tried to kill him.
I like
Was-
this rumor. This is a good rumor. I believe this. I believe this. I think he was in bed with Robert.
Yes, he is talking about Rey, even though she would have been about 13 at this time. And why the fuck am I
There he
actually
is. Look,
giving
look,
this
look.
theory any attention?
Yeah.
Star Wars 9 leaks Luke scene with 2 characters. Fans not impressed. We don't want this. The Force ghost of Luke appears in the distance. He appears young, like the Luke we saw in Return of the Jedi. Then an older man without a beard, eventually morphing into the Luke Skywalker we saw on Planet Crate with the beard. What is this, a greatest hits collection of Luke faces? Comments
What?
included. It will be really tough, if not impossible, for J.J. Lucasfilms to pull off a successful film that redeems past mistakes without bringing Luke back in the flesh. Luke back in the flesh, alive, or we're done. No Luke, no movie. No ghost, please. A living Luke only. No live Luke, no ticket. Simple as that. You know, guys, that's really nice and cute that you think Luke is going to show up alive in Episode 9. The character died. It was pretty fucking obvious. That's the cornerstone of the entire backlash against Ryan Johnson because Luke is dead. full.
No. It's because of everything that happened up to Luke's death. We would have 100% understood Luke died. Obviously, Mark Hamill isn't, in his 20s anymore. We would understand if Luke died doing something great, being Luke Skywalker. He was willing to die in Return of the freaking Jedi. We're upset because of everything that happened before that. Get your facts right, you idiot.
Now here's a real transformer.
I don't know how much more I can take. We got 13 more minutes of this ass clown. I'm seriously like, it's just like I'm not, at this point. He's like, this guy, Stefan Kazakis, is a real dick, and I'm like,
this doesn't even have anything to do with the Fandom Menace.
yeah, I'm like, okay, all right, he's a dick.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, for fuck's sake!
This dude's articles are just made up crap that was peddled
Mike
by
Zero.
Mike Zero. How shocking! This whole thing
Mike
is just
Zero
one
is
giant circle jerk
love it.
of rumors.
I
Now,
love
just
it.
recently, Stefan finally accepted the fact that Luke is not going to show up alive in Episode 9, and he had this to say about it. Mark Hamill drops 3 Luke bombshells. Bad news for fans. In a new and hugely impressive 26-second red carpet clip.
I gotta fast. Do I fast forward?
Straight about episode 8.
Turn on
Major teaser
times 2 speed.
and then
Yeah.
huge
I don't know how to do
fan
that.
hopes for what
On the
comes.
video.
The little settings.
Talk about
That one.
Skywalker would be his final appearance in the franchise.
There.
I sure hope so. That's the first bombshell. The second bombshell is when he said,
Talking about a transformer.
during the last one. Wow. He dropped the real bombshell. He revealed that he will make a curtain call. As a
This
Force
is much
Ghost.
better. I like this better.
If Dean Campbell confirmed, Luke will appear as a Force Ghost. I feel like I'm getting psoriasis of the brain just listening.
Machine commercial or something. Watch it.
Actually believe the stuff they write, or if they're just looking for clicks. Who the fuck knows?
Why are we talking about everything? Number one, because
Okay, no. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that to Jeremy. All right. I mean, no. I'm going to give Jeremy 75%. Okay, here we go.
Like, actually believe the stuff they write, or if they're just looking for clicks.
why are we talking about
This is
Kathleen
drunk
Kennedy?
Jeremy.
Well, number one, there's really good views on the channel.
I guess that settled
Oh, God. All right, here we go.
People want to see it though. That's what they don't understand.
Because I know there's a lot of channels that don't get views, and then they claim that they're not here for views, and they're shit. But they want to make excuses, and they get it. I do it too. You know, oh, man, I don't like that girl. Nobody got shot down by that girl. She's playing that you're not into reality. Her, but she shot you down. So you're playing it like, you know.
This is the perfect conversation for me to be doing the drunk Jeremy also.
Who are you talking about?
He totally slams him here, right? Like, Kathleen Kennedy.
I was talking about that when YouTube channels that don't get views claim that they don't try to get views, and I was like, it's the same as the guy that tried to get the girl, he couldn't get the girl, so then he claimed he never wanted the girl. But the way EVS slowed that down was perfect. It sounded like me. I sounded like the guy from Team America World Police talking about dicks, pussies, and assholes. That's exactly what I sounded like right then, which is fantastic. So.
I'm just telling you what I think. And Ethan's been on this for a lot longer than me. I love how he
Oh, this is where he gets triggered for you because he gets mad that I keep bringing you up.
Yeah, you like he's like, what, you just call him Ethan? Hold on a second. That's
Yeah.
All right.
Back it up a little bit.
Just Ethan.
Back it up. Okay, hold on.
Ethan's been on this for a lot longer than me.
I love how he just refers to Ethan Van Sciver as just Ethan.
That's what friends do, dickhead.
Oh my god.
We're on a first name basis.
That's not your name. We can't call you that.
I know.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do next? Text him, bring that ass.
All right, here we go.
He gives us no context.
Just like Ethan said, I believe she's already.
Because they all know who I am. They don't know who you are. You have 350 followers on Twitter. You know, nobody knows who you are. So if people just say dickhead who made that Fandom Menace video, they'll know it's you.
Hey,
But other than that-
hey, Leia, my dog has more followers on Twitter than he does. Okay, that's how relevant he is. You have more followers on Twitter than he does, honey. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Be gone from behind the scenes.
All right, this is obviously your main source. If you talk about him so much, that it's on a first-name basis.
I'm your main source.
Yes.
I thought it was the Daily Express. Don't listen to me. I don't know nothing.
I have no idea that there's a council that had been going for like a year.
Oh, well, don't let them know that. I mean, we're going to have the video's going to get twice as long. I mean, it's enough already. All right, here we go.
Now, Ethan Van Sciver is, of course,
That picture is from 2010. You gotta update that picture. I'm sitting there wearing a Jersey Shore, like, blinged out Superman logo t-shirt. I mean, come on now. Somebody fix that. All right. Now, Ethan Van Sciver is from. Look, I wonder what he clicked. Involvement in Comicsgate. Oh, not awards and recognition. Not early life, just involvement in Comicsgate. Oh, fuck yourself. All right, here we go.
for all sorts of DC stuff. Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, you name it. But
you name it. That's another one.
Now
Gotta get more pictures to make.
Translates to making YouTube videos.
Yes.
Like LOL.
These are my best YouTube videos, by the way. These are my biggest ones. LOL, when you put LOL in front of a video, it does really well.
Dude, when I was watching this and the way he makes fun of your title, I started crying. I was so happy. It's so great.
Here we go.
Chris Hemsworth shocked at Brie Larson's stupid ego.
Great title.
Brie Larson and Netflix humiliate themselves with unicorn. I'm not one to judge people that easily.
No,
but
don't.
Are you fucking mentally ill? There is a central figure in Comicsgate, the anti-diversity movement, which
It's not anti-diversity. It's just anti-stupidity and bad.
The deeper you dive into Ethan's YouTube channel, things just start to get hilarious.
Thank you.
That's
the point.
This brings back so many memories right here.
Hold on. This is one of my best videos. Oh God, I haven't
It
watched
is.
it forever. Oh.
It is. This is one. I believe this is the video where I gave you that shout out that led to all of this.
Yeah, your shout out blew me up because of this this video. Oh God. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Eco toy sales spike 300%.
That was a joke.
Chunky little midget.
Chunky little midget.
And she has a rifle.
Mr. Rogers.
I'm creeped out right now.
She's got a logo on her jacket pocket, which is meant to look like alien kind of writing.
This is a brilliant insight, and nobody
This is
else picked this up except for me. You know, it's like I haven't heard anyone else say this.
But actually, it is a subliminal message. If you look at it in the mirror, it says "end," E-N-D. It represents the end of the Star Wars franchise.
They were backmasking Star Wars in the costumes.
Hold on. First of all, he doesn't think I'm funny, and I am funny.
Oh, I liked this video.
Look at what he says. This is great.
Camera angle. It just looks like something wrong is about to take place under this camera.
You haven't seen the scissors video. Same camera angle. All right.
Just put this in my hands.
Oh, God. I don't think I've ever been freaked out about that. Now, the hate for The Last Jedi is something that I can go on
that was
about.
all I got.
And although Skywalker is not even out
God.
yet, the fandom
I'm going back and watching those videos now. Thank you, Major Lee, for reminding me of those great videos.
Oh my God. I was like, hi, Rose. I don't do I don't do that voice anymore.
You have to do, Ethan. Chat, if you want it, you got to let him know in the chat. We need a throwback toy video, clap toy video from EVS. Let him know in the chat. You got 2,000 people watching. We need a retro throwback video just like that with the toys. The chat's about to let you hear
Hi,
it. It's
Rose.
got to happen.
Here's our chunky little midget, Rose Tico. She's got a gun, and let's just Rose, put this gun in your hand. There you go. That looks great. Good job. Yeah. I've never been so creeped out in my life. You live in fucking Hollywood. Give me a break. You've been to parties with James Gunn and what's his name? All right.
Does he live in Hollywood?
New Sith Trooper ahead of Comic-Con. This is like, does J.J. Abrams know anything?
Is this John
about
Talks?
Yeah, our boy John Talks.
All right.
Star Wars? What the what is he thinking? Like, he thinks he could just repackage a stormtrooper, paint him red, and that fans are going to eat that crap up.
I like his
What?
taste in comics.
This is probably not going to be a major plot point. The First Order has red stormtroopers now. They have red stormtroopers now? They have red stormtroopers now.
They've had it since Star Wars Resistance, if you watch it.
Van Sky.
You just called him a discount, Ethan Van Sciver. Yeah, again, it could be a major plot point.
Sciver.
You don't know.
It's the same exact content.
Welcome to Miles Entertainment. My name is
Oh,
Jesse
no.
Miles.
There's Jesse!
You guys have all seen that little interview.
Your video has been playing for 4 seconds and you've already flipped your hair 3 times.
Captain Kennedy basically
All of this shit is why we make big money on YouTube. The fact that Jessie flips her hair out of her eyes 50 times a video is why people love her. It's one of the reasons why they love her.
Yep.
Hey, give me a break. She's funny.
He said, the title doesn't mean anything. What does it
love
mean?
Jesse.
Nothing. She just said it means nothing.
All right, I think this hairstyle is giving you a little more trouble than Jesus Christ.
This is a terrible title. This is
just cut it off.
I like how that's his problem. He doesn't have a problem with anything she's saying. He has a problem with the fact that Jessie touches her hair.
She touches her hair a lot.
And everybody that complains about Jessie, they always complain about her touching her hair. And it's like, what about the things that she's saying? Why don't you challenge the things she's saying? But
They don't. You have to get somebody's. You have to have something unique and something that say, "Oh yes, that's the girl who does this," or the guy with the hat, or the whatever.
Yeah.
You got something.
Look, I like it. I think it's cool.
31 times.
She counted the nation and wonder, what it might mean.
So let me get this straight. The Force Awakens.
I'm sorry, but put it. What do we put in a thumbs up or a clap emoji for Jessie? That was
Clap
a great
emojis.
clap emoji.
Especially because she loves the clap emoji. So we
Do a thumbs up.
I mean, Jessie's performance is awesome, and I noticed her first on those videos where she was doing stuff like that. She's great. Yeah. All right.
Title meant something. The Last Jedi meant something, but this.
Oh my God.
Nah, nothing.
Here's my concern now, right? A lot of theories. Oh, well, maybe Rey's the Skywalker. Maybe it's about Kylo Ren being the Skywalker, which would be the biggest cop-out, by the way. My theory is that Rise of Skywalker refers to the Millennium Falcon, because they're just going to rename it. They're going to rename the Millennium Falcon the Skywalker, since it's the most iconic ship in the Star Wars universe.
Are you trying to be funny, or is this a real theory of yours?
I think it's a real theory of hers. By the way, she looks good with that eye makeup. She doesn't do that very much.
She doesn't.
Does she have a hair flip emoji yet? Does she have a hair flip emoji, or does she have emojis yet?
No.
I never get to see it. Like, I always have streams over on another window, so I never get to interact and stuff. So that would be a great emoji for her, the hair flip.
Oh yeah,
that would be.
Either way, it sucks. And I like how she completely ignores the theory that Rise of Skywalker refers to a new order of Jedi or a galaxy-wide.
Because you fucking idiot. She's talking about what came from Kathleen Kennedy's fucking mouth. They said, oh, it doesn't mean anything. She's not talking about somebody else's theories. She's talking about the source, which you complained that every single one of us in this video didn't use the source. So when Jessie's actually using the words that came out of Kathleen Kennedy's fucking mouth, you're like, why isn't she using these other fan theories? Because she's going off of what Kathleen Kennedy fucking said. This guy has absolutely no logic or consistency at all.
What a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And if you don't like Jessie, then I don't know, choke yourself.
Right.
Choke yourself on Roberts. Yeah. We love Jessie around here. Okay.
Those highly plausible theories. The title just means nothing. Really great input.
J.J. Abrams.
That's what Kathleen Kennedy said, you idiot.
See, again, what these people need to understand is that, again, all we do is react to media stories. Like, if it's in the media, if the Screen Rant or Movie Web or Be Alan Orange, writes an article about it. We make a video about it. We talk about our opinions about what the media is saying about Star Wars. We don't have any direct knowledge about Star Wars. We just talk about what is being spoken about. And that's why people tune in. So again, go choke yourself on this guy. Oh God, look at the freeze.
He's like,
This guy, he disturbs me on 100 different levels now. Like I can't. Oh,
This dude comes out. He's fucked if he does. He's fucked as and that company in the first place because
This guy's tongue is too big for his mouth.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with him.
Kennedy has decided to let this all fall on J.J. Abrams, which I think is very disappointing, and yet another blow for female executives overall. You know, Kathleen Kennedy at first was doing so much to help female executives in Hollywood.
Are you serious? You just said that she should fire all of her female employees.
Her loyalists, which
They're
she
idiots.
brought in and wear those Forces female t-shirts, right? Why don't you just get rid of Kathleen's loyalists with Kathleen, right? I mean,
Now you're mad that she didn't hire a female director? You're impossible.
Oh my God.
for a while there, Ava DuVernay was helping everybody out, right? Women directors, female directors of color, and then she just completely, imploded.
You are just spewing nonsense out of your mouth at this point.
Who cares?
You've got Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, the Star Wars theme parks opening on both coasts, and of course, the release of Episode 9, all in that order. If the fandom can fell all three of those like they did Solo, it will be legendary. It's just a year. It's just a year, and I think the fandom can do it.
Yeah, this isn't disturbing behavior at all. Praying that a franchise fails and inciting people to help make it fail.
She just said, I think they can. She didn't say, no, everybody go do it. She just said, oh, no, I think they can.
That's what happens when something gets infected with politics that you disagree with. After all, I think I'm listening to you guys talk about, the current occupant of the White House and wanting him to fail and planning and hoping that he will fail. And no matter what the consequences are for the country, you're hoping that he will fail so that you can get things back to what you consider to be normal. You're doing that with the fucking United States of America. We're just doing it with Star Wars. Go fuck yourself. Thank you.
Yep.
That's a
100%.
ability.
Boycotting is not going to help us. So I disagree with Grace Randolph. I disagree that boycotting is the answer because
When did she ever say boycott?
You're doing nothing but hurting Star Wars at that point.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was just basically talking about the fact that people didn't go see Solo because they weren't interested. And if that continues to happen, that's going to create, logic. Never mind. I forgot. That's not part of this.
Yeah, I just don't think there's enough people out there who can tank these franchises if they choose to do so. She's not saying, now everybody go out there. She's not doing that. And that's absolutely true. And look what happened with the Disneyland attraction. That's failing. Right? So that's the first one that she's talking about.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Because he is fully redeeming himself.
To purposely boycott something and give out hate just to hate, that's wrong in my opinion.
Now, some people might say, well, the new Star Wars fandom will come to the rescue, but let's see if they can.
Look, I hate to break it to you, but there are a lot of old fans who love the new films. Your denial of that fact seems to be running
not
lead.
true.
Well, yeah, sure there are. But even still, there weren't enough to make Solo work, were there? There weren't enough to keep the numbers for The Last Jedi to the equivalent of The Force Awakens. And why is that?
Why? Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, the new fans showed up for The Force Awakens. That nostalgia and everything with the marketing pulled everybody in. Everybody that's a Star Wars fan went into The Force Awakens. Some of us, like Jeff, caught it immediately, and he hated it. Some of us, we loved it. Some of us liked it. Some of us were, we weren't sure. Whatever. That's Star Wars right there, running on all cylinders in terms of the box office returns for The Force Awakens. After that, what's happened? Well, okay, all right. You got people into Rogue One. Why? You already know why. Because of Darth Vader. That's it. That's why people went to see Rogue One, for Darth Vader. After that, Resistance just got canceled. Solo failed. The Last Jedi opened up a lot of that goodwill from The Force Awakens. Last Jedi opened up very strong. I don't remember. I think it did like 600 million worldwide the first weekend, you know? So after that, after people started talking about it and it had massive drops in weeks 2 and 3, where The Force Awakens didn't have those big drops, The Last Jedi had massive drops. Last Jedi completely underperformed based on the expectations that were put in place. We've had so many things. Battlefront 2 has been just riddled with problems all over the place. There's a lot of evidence to show that Star Wars, the OG fans, are not supporting this right now. Of course, not every one of them, but a lot of them have jumped
But there are a
ship.
lot that are, Jeremy. There are a
Yeah.
lot. Look at this auditorium full of them. That's an auditorium full of customers. By the way, look at this cringy ass, teleprompter. And the director of Episode 9, the yub to my nub, J.J. Abrams. I hope Kathleen Kennedy did not talk about yubbing her nub. I really do hope that this dialogue was not read by Kathleen Kennedy. God, how awful.
Deep.
This new group of fans, and I would even say fans, right, came in, took a beloved franchise away from those who had made it beloved and what it was. And instead of getting their own franchise, by the way, I don't understand what people want, like this really heavily political SJW franchise. Go make a new one. Don't bother Star Wars, right? So
Yeah.
they twist this fandom, this franchise.
I thought you were going to say twist the spandex, which would explain why you're so uptight.
And I think
Ba-da-boom. Terrible.
This guy's a total dick.
I
She's
would
not
like
a-
to have a counter that's uptight.
She couldn't be more loose. Look at her. She's just chilling. She's just talking about things, Grace Randolph.
Opinions are offensive in 2019, Ethan. You should know that.
Yeah, like how dare you be really upset about Star Wars? Like that is awful. All these people are, you're stupid and mentally ill for. All right.
the new SJW fandom has tried to vilify the original fans in a particularly brutal and vicious way.
You haven't even seen this video yet.
All right, so there's
I want to be bragging about this video, dude.
Where? You mean that 12-minute ramble you just delivered about SJWs that you clearly wrote yourself? That was your insider information?
Oh my god, because she does work and she was able to talk 12 hours and have a cohesive thought. And she told a story in this, and you have done it for what? We're at 40 something minutes yet, and he has not had anything logical or cohesive to say throughout this entire thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, no, I was going to say, Geeks and Gamers right now, we have 180,000 subs. I have connections. I have contacts. Ethan has contacts. Not like major. We have people that tell us things. Grace has almost 1 million subs. She's been in the industry for a long time. So to think that she has connections and contacts makes complete logical, total sense. I don't know how that's not something that this guy can't buy into. It blows my mind. That just is like something that falls so far off of reality for him.
Of course.
There's no doubt she has connections and contacts.
Everyone loves Grace Randolph in The Phantom Menace. She's awesome.
Great. Let's see her top 10 movies of 2019 so far. She picked Dumbo, Alita Battle Angel, Godzilla, Detective Pikachu, Us, Captain Marvel, Shazam, John Wick 3, Aladdin, and Avengers Endgame. Wow.
So all the box office movies that have come out so far.
Yeah, it looks like she cares about the big pop culture movies, the big fun movies.
Have. Every single one of these is a highly commercialized, wide release blockbuster hit.
So she's exactly the audience that Star Wars should be looking for. You dickhead. Okay, thank you.
I love how he can't point to her being toxic or racist or sexist based on first she's female, but then like all of the diverse choices she has. So now he has to move the goalpost once again, which is what these people do to go, oh, well, they're all big budget releases. It's like, okay. Like,
So you want her to like a list of indie films that no one's ever heard of?
Right.
Us not huge of a budget? Wasn't that like a relatively lower one?
I think so, but you're right, Anna. Because if she would have named a bunch of indie films, then he would have been like, "Well, she doesn't even know what she's talking about. She doesn't even pay attention to geek culture things."
Yeah.
This, they will always change the argument to fit their narrative. Always.
100%. She is perfectly positioned to be a commenter on Star Wars.
Just picked the top 10 highest grossing films of 2019, minus How to Train Your Dragon. Top 10 movies of 2019 so far. As if for the second half of the year, she's going to pivot to micro-budget indie films.
She's not. She doesn't like that. She's
Well,
not
but
into that.
I like how this says top 10 movies of 2019. This isn't her favorite movies of 2019. She's saying that these are the top 10 movies in 2019 that have made money.
Is that what she's saying? I expected that. Yeah.
I think so, because she nowhere does it say like these are my favorite. She's just saying these are the ones that have made money. These are the big blockbusters. That's what it seems like she's saying.
That makes this guy even more of a hypocritical douchebag to misunderstand what she's saying like that. Something so simple. Like that makes him a huge hypocritical douchebag, like on a scale like so petty, like a petty hypocritical douchebag. That's interesting. Okay, let's move on.
Guys, relax about Star Wars being ruined. It's happened before, plenty of times. And this, by the way, was before Disney bought Star Wars. Think about that.
I like that.
Get everything straight.
That was the Kinect game. That was cringe on a new level.
They didn't ruin it though. That was just a video.
No. Yeah, none of that was lore breaking, and that's what these people don't understand. You can find a cringeworthy scene. You can find a bad movie. You can find, dialogue that.
But it didn't ruin the characters. It didn't ruin the meaning of Star Wars.
Right. The Last Jedi broke the lore, and to some extent, the Force Awakens did too. But the Last Jedi certainly did it. Like these are lore breaking problems. These aren't cringeworthy scenes. This isn't stormtroopers dancing on a video game. This isn't the holiday special. This is not Anakin's sand line. These are massive problems that broke the lore, and that's what these people don't understand.
Right.
Or they just don't care. They just don't care that it broke the lore.
Great character. Kylo Ren is an amazing character.
No, he's not.
Was 100% true to his character.
No, he was not.
Made perfect sense.
No, it didn't.
Are underrated as shit. Poe should not have learned Holdo's plan because he allowed it to leak to DJ and the First Order. You don't get film. Canto Bight is Star Wars escapism that apparently you have no interest in. Reylo is a thing. If you do this scene, you should never watch an action film in your life. The Battle of Crate was pure Star Wars candy. Now fuck
No, it was not.
Figuratively speaking. But I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the fandom menace.
Those weren't the Phantom Menace. You're talking about like 3 people in the Phantom Menace. That's it.
It really has now gotten to the point where mental health has been thrown right out the window.
I gotta agree with that.
I really feel like there's a person with a butterfly net looking for this man.
He made a 47-minute disingenuous slog, telling people to go fuck themselves over Star Wars.
A good thing is that it's so ridiculous it'll kill his algorithm and nobody will subscribe to him and it won't get recommended to anybody.
Fact is, most people.
No, this is exactly what SJW is like. This feels like a Daily Show episode. It feels like something that Stephen, like if you shorten this, it would be on the Stephen Colbert Show, and everybody go, "We're fucking assholes." That's who these people are. So no, this video is going to get seen.
People who make YouTube videos like this or write articles like this are just not sounding like they really understand what goes into making films. They also don't seem to care that much about the slew of quality films that exist outside of major blockbusters.
Oh my God. We're not here to talk about the other films. We're talking about Star Wars. It wouldn't make any sense if somebody's in the middle of talking about Star Wars and you bring up like what's a random movie.
Nightmare Sisters is a random no budget.
There you go.
Yeah, this is why he didn't include me, because like every point he would make is, you only talk about like blockbusters. Yeah, I talk about B movies a lot too. Yeah, or yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing how films get made. Nobody here is making videos saying, well, this is how films get made. People are just expressing their own disappointments, dissatisfactions with things that are happening within the films, and then suggesting other people that they'd rather have take those people's places. And that's pretty much what you proved with this video. I didn't see anything else close to like what you're suggesting. And saying, yeah, these people like, these popcorn films and they don't like actual, good indie house films is like saying, these NFL fans, they don't even like tennis. That's right. We're NFL fans. We're Star Wars fans. We like MCU. We like Star Wars. That's the kind of shit that we want to talk about. We wanted to talk about indie art house films. I'm sure you'd bitch about that too. But fuck that stuff. All right, sucks.
Which I think should lead you to having your film critic card revoked. This franchise was abused by its former owner. And as a result,
it wasn't. And does he even
Wow, dude.
films? Like, come on. This is absolute BS. This guy doesn't know anything about anything that he's spoken about.
Wow, this is he just came down hard on George Lucas, man.
Well, that's the thing, and he clearly doesn't understand. For whatever your opinion of the prequels are, and that's fine. Everybody knows I'm a prequel defender. George Lucas did do the best he could to fix the prequels with the Clone Wars, and it does make the prequels much more flushed out, and it makes you understand so much more about that world. So if you don't like them, that's fine. But to say that George Lucas, ruined it or hurt it or anything, they did a great job of correcting a lot of the mistakes that the prequels might have made, or the shortcomings of the prequels. That's so stupid, so ridiculous to say that.
Yeah. All right, we're not allowed to critique films anymore.
Overprotective. And because being negative about Star Wars and
Mundane Matt
does make great clickbait, people are manufacturing a crisis that is totally non-existent.
There's no crisis, asshole. It's not a crisis. See, it's a crisis to you. It's a crisis to you because you're a social justice warrior, and you actually ruining Star Wars for people is important to you politically. It's important that you invade these properties and then just fill them with your social justice, fill them with your politics, and change the way boys and girls kind of are socially engineered or naturally adjust. This is what you are worried about. That's why you're doing this. To us, we don't see this as a crisis. We just see it as annoying and sad. But you guys are like, this is where we planted our flag. They've discovered us. Oh my God, we must call them toxic, and we must destroy all criticism of what we're doing at all costs. It's a crisis to you. To us, it's just something to talk about and something to kind of be like kind of bummed out about. That's all.
To people who actually like the new films. Because to put it in simple terms, Star Wars is so good, it makes you go insane. Thanks for watching.
Evidently.
Clearly, the foundation that George Lucas created is exceptional. And I think because George was a bit of a maverick.
Should I subscribe?
And he was a risk taker.
No, but you should read the comments.
You know what the comments are going to be like. Oh God.
I've already seen them.
Have you? All right, let me refresh here.
At least it was a couple days ago when I saw them. So
let's see. Sort by.
Did you comment?
I did. I said, what did I? Hold on, because if I put top comments, you'll see my comment, I think. Great job. I laughed all the way through and agreed with lots of it. But me gently fondling a Rose Tico toy and speaking to it softly is in no way creepy. This was like a 60 Minutes episode made by a big nerd. Right. It's a good video. I mean, the guy actually knows how to make videos. It's just that, he's an asshole. Matt Jarbo rated this video 10 out of 10 boulders. Phantom Menace is about to ratio the shit out of this video. This is what happens when someone who doesn't understand what Star Wars is all about tries to attack the fans that made it what it is. This guy is a total nut job and has no business making content. Wow, this is all our guys, man. All our guys coming to town, and it's already pretty close to being ratioed. I mean, if you look at it, 1.4 versus 943 thumbs down. I mean, that's pretty substantial. So we could go on and on and on with this stuff. This guy's
is the video over?
The video is over. It's over. We did it, guys. We went all the way through it.
I didn't think we were gonna make it when Ethan paused like 25 times in the first 2 minutes. I was like, this is gonna Anna's done. Anna's done. Look at her.
Let me see Anna. Hold on. I was just happy to see everybody. Oh, there she is. Okay. Cecil's gone. Cecil left.
Cecil has already had to bounce. He'll be back in 30.
Okay, hold on. All right, let me read these super chats. They're all gonna have to do with us. Most of these are gonna be angry, I'm sure. Thank you guys for watching tonight. This was one of the longest high councils I think that we've ever done. So I definitely needed your help. I definitely needed my Mecca, my Anna, and my Jeremy. Rookie Critic, thanks for $2. Bird of Bloodhaven says, "Is that sexy man Jeremy?" Rookie Critic says, "Jesse is stealing Jeff's life force." That's what we understand. Jack the Raider says, "Jeremy is on the High Council. Thank God. All you toxic whites have a good session and enjoy your night." Crossbreed Azure says, "Hi EVS, Anna, Mecca, and Jeremy's hat. How y'all doing tonight? Poor Jeff has been kidnapped against his will." Gark777 says, "Oh, Jeremy has time to do the High Council, but he doesn't have time for, damn it, F Jeremy," and a loving Admiral Tiberius, "Hail this highest of councils. Ethan is the Zeus of the fandom menace. Jeremy, you are still Poseidon, even though you left the High Council. Respect you." So that means like I'm God and you're the devil? Or no, Poseidon, no.
He's the god of the sea.
Who is the who's the god of the underworld? Hades.
Hades.
I'm okay being the god of the sea.
That.
Why don't you want to be Hades, Jeremy?
Hades is my favorite god.
I'm good. I'm good wherever. So I only know these people. I only know this mythology from God of War anyway. So
all right. Well then, Anna is Hades.
Thank you, Ethan. That's
You're
actually
welcome.
coincides with my zodiac sign.
Oh really? Oh, that's interesting.
What's the one that destroys and rebuilds? Is it Kali? I think that's mine. Or Shiva.
Kali.
It's one of the Indian ones. It's
Indian, yeah. You can be Mars. You can be the god of war. If you want.
Yeah, you got red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rookie Critic says, "This Friday I premiere episode 3 of Rookie's Quest Trilogy at noon PST. 100 cameos from YouTubers. The showdown against NPCs and Kylo Jeremy." I watched episode 2, which was weird because I didn't see episode 1. Rookie Critic, good job.
yeah,
Mega
he did do a good job.
He did. It was fun. Mega Jetty 1 says, "Scheduled my Fandom Menace stream early today because of you." Oh, thanks, Mega Jetty. Motorbiker says, "Hi, I'm MP Garnet from Brazil. My sci-fi book, Res Cry, is on Amazon. If there are comic skaters from Brazil, check it out." Unhinged Crank says, "Jeff is in the hospital being rehydrated." Yeah, he's drinking a lot. That's probably what it is. King KDI says, "Didn't he get his trilogy before The Last Jedi even came out?" Grim Joy says, "Dang it, Jeremy. Do I burn your effigy? Do I burn your effigy or not? Always welcome back." So Ruin of House Roundhouse says, "Jeremy, did you get my email about Redskins Patriots? Also, I purchased a badge for New York Comic Con.
Yes,
Thursday,
I did.
October 3rd. Okay.
I did, and I will be there, and I'm fucking excited.
I'll go if you're there. You wanna hang out?
Yeah.
Twitter Trash says, "Has recent
Car video with EVS. Car video with EVS.
Stop with the clapping.
Twitter Trash says, "Has recent SJW gay bi Spider-Man nonsense officially scared Sony away, or does Disney losing Spidey over pennies support the George Disney deal rumor?" I don't know. William McLaughlin says, "Ryan Johnson is a visionary filmmaker. Nobody else in Hollywood makes all their characters unlikable and interesting." Unhinged Crank says, "Ethan Max Headroom Skyver." Unhinged Crank says, "Michael Douglas played Kevin Feige in Wall Street." Richard Tisdale says, "Plugging a random Maddox Lost here." Okay, hashtag Maddox Lost. The Atlantean says, "Brie Larson becomes the face of the Disney MCU. Funeral processions will start at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time Friday." Unhinged Crank says, "My member name is Skywalker. My member is named Skywalker. I get a rise out of Skywalker every morning when I wake up." Crank says, "Best stream since your I Love Lucy stream." That's an insult right there. Honey Thunder says, "Listen up, posers. EVS is the main power battery." Evan Rogers says, "Maybe we can get Spider-Man for unpopular opinion. Toby will always be the best Spider-Man." That's what you think. Like you guys, I think at least Jeremy likes Toby.
Toby forever. Toby forever.
By the way, guys, I'm just a little bit away from 132,000. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, could I get like a little bit of a sub? What do you call that when you could do a sub?
Milestone. Milestone. Yeah, close to my 42 also, I've noticed. I've been trying to get there, but I'm like, I keep losing because YouTube, but
YouTube's killing me. So if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please? I'd really appreciate it. Just hit that subscribe button and see if I can get to 132 tonight. That would be a nice present.
Thumbs up so the streams get suggested.
Yeah, thumbs up. My birthday's coming up, so I would like to be at 132. Let's see. Orbital 1970 Goat says, "This can't be the High Council. Jeremy is on." Madness Production says, "That Star Wars girl, they should be all trapped on Velosk." And Jeg says, Cecil do keto diet. I lost 110 pounds since last year. Stevie J Review says this video, although funny to make fun of, is ridiculous, and the points he tries to make are nonsensical. Star Wars fan or not, The Last Jedi was a terrible movie. That's right, Stevie J. Fuck this guy. Mega Jetty 1 says GTA Chinatown Wars came up with Phantom Menace. Yeah, I'm sure I heard it somewhere. Titus Moeller says, is EFAP's crew part of the Phantom Menace? They weren't sure. I don't know. You know,
EFAP.
do they hate The Last Jedi? And what's
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jason Green says, I have an extra room if Cecil needs a place to stay. If he can make it to Texas, that is. Andy from the UK says, hello, everyone. Hey, Andy. Long live the Phantom Menace. It's cool to see Andy from the UK again.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday. Hey, Tay Nick just joined the channel. Thank you, Tay Nick. Appreciate it. Shellback TJC says, Jeremy, it was awesome streaming with you last night.
I will be in contact, sir. I will be in contact.
Great Loner says, I didn't know there would be an EFAP so soon. Stone Cold Jeremy says, this guy sounds like my girlfriend's husband. MA says, shaking my head, Major Lee still defending The Last Jedi after EFAP. Cindo A says, yo, Anna, what's up, baby? Campia. That's from Campia. That's what he tweeted you. Cindo A says, maggot crushing on you all. Campia. Mongo's Big Thing says, oh, thank God you guys are only 7.5 minutes in. Cindo A says, Jeremy, $1.99 towards a new Star Wars hat. Mongo's Big Thing says, Jeremy, you are a treasure. All of you jokers are treasure. I'm very happy to be able to listen to all of you. Cindo A says, $1.99 for Air BJs. Cindo A says, SBJWs. I got to watch that whole video. I have it saved to the Coward Robert Storm, whatever his name is.
Oh, God. It's.
I'm that was really funny. I'm going to watch the whole thing. Vince Garrett says, this kind of soy makes me hungry for Rainbow Brute. It's coming. I can't wait for Rainbow Brute. Seahawk says, such arrogance and hubris. Trencher 1375 says, wow, lots of familiar faces from back in the day. Cindo A says, the Force is Phantom. Pop Culture PB says, the best High Council highlights are at Pop Culture PB. Cindo A says, Nolan Star Wars begins. Party on Sylvie says, you get to look at women. Mike Oxmall says, I know this is out of y'all's wheelhouse, but take a glance at the hyper-woke pandering going on with Bachelor in Paradise this season. Well-read user says, can we move on from Star Wars? It's clearly dead. DD Thomas says, I now hate everything and everybody. Modalicious says, point of personal privilege, Johnson is a douche. I got a $20 with the message retracted. That's sad. Party on Sylvie says, Major Lee admitted to being dumb on purpose on EFAP. Jeg says, even cooking books, they can't make Solo turn a profit. And Jeg joined the channel. Thank you for being a new member. Midnight Images says, just chimed in 10 minutes ago. Whose video is this? What's the guy's name?
Major Lee.
Major Lee with an O, with a zero in Major.
Yeah, I think so.
William McLaughlin says, Lord and Miller were fired because John Kasdan complained to Daddy when they went away from his crappy script. That is the allegation. Riff Mago says the cringe is strong in that one. Let's see. 007 Cloud says, Anna, please do a Robert Storms impersonation. Don't do that, Anna.
No.
I have self-respect. Okay.
Adrix Shifley says the Darth Vader contradiction destroyed Kylo Ren from the beginning. Mary Mayhem says, look at that beautiful Panna. I love Anna, Jeremy, and Mecca. Oh, thanks, Mary, I guess. SSJ Future Gohan says, Hamill is more iconic to me as Joker than Luke. Riff Mago says, do not underestimate the power of woke. Josh McAdams says, why do you guys think they didn't look at the success down the hall at Marvel and say, let's do that? Are they just ideological harpies and leeches? Yes. The Fighting Narcissist says, EVS threatened to Epstein Jeremy if he didn't show up for the High Council. Lloyd Aloha says, and I'm a metasexual. Cindo A says, what's up, Anna? Do you like metaconceptuals? Campia. So this is all like, John Campia's messages to you.
No.
There's like an e-romance going on.
Can I get a restraining order?
Nova Roma says Ryan Johnson doesn't know the difference between Star Wars and Star Search, but he does know how to destroy a franchise. I like the Star Wars girl doll.
Thank you.
Steffel Holly says, I saw The Last Jedi only once. I can't remember what happened to R2. Was he left to die alone on the planet, only comforted by Luke's Jedi robes?
I think he made it back to the Falcon, didn't he? Didn't they show him?
I think he gets on the Falcon.
Infinite Godakin Brent says, let's go to TP Ruin's house, Anna, every May the 4th. Okay. Lloyd Aloha says, Pablo, does Jabba have a skeleton? Also, what about the alligator pear seeds for Jeremy? These are important questions. Starcrest Laquise says, you turn the fans against me. KK, you have done that yourself. That is true. Tyler Preston says, this guy is more sadder than Jules Chan. That guy is sad. Fuck that guy. Chris Croissant, I'm saying the F word a lot tonight. Sorry, guys. Chris Croissant says, good morning, everyone. Insomnia sent me here. Fandom Menace says, Jeremy has time for the High Council, but not for the, oh, wait. Check out the channel for stream highlights. Grim Joy says, the first DVS video I'd ever seen, he was sensually undressing a Snoke toy. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are worse ones. He could have done that, where I was like, slow-mo and playing, like, you know.
Fabio song.
Yeah.
Oh, those were great.
I mean, look, yeah, of course it's creepy. That's the whole point. That's my sense of humor. Barb Rogers says, best High Council ever with Cecil. Zero Depressive joined the channel. Thank you. Mr. Millennium says, Lee has a hate boner for Jeremy. Oh, wait. Party on Civvy says, we're not YMS. Fuck indie films. This is about Star Wars. Mega Jetty 1 says, about time I DM'd a bad review of the stream. E says, Shiva the Destroyer of Worlds, a renewal in India. So that's Shiva. Is it Shiva or Shiva?
Shiva.
Shiva. Jeg says, dude zoomed in on Jeremy's mouth so much that I realized Jeremy has Pelosi lips.
Is that a compliment or not? I mean, it can't be a compliment at all.
How
That's
would
horrible.
Even Cecil, with due respect, has a more manly voice than this soy boy. Mark C says, Anne Filoni is from Mount Lebanon, PA, a suburb of Pittsburgh.
Who's Anne?
That would be you, I think. You know, Anna. He wrote Anne. Tyrone Beard, Jay has time for High Council, but doesn't have time for High Council. But yes, he does. And we want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you. Wow, this was a big stream. It was fun. It was long, but everybody stayed with it. And you know,
That's what she said.
it was a good time. Thanks everyone for being here. Next week, I believe the show will be on World Classes channel. Unless Jeremy, you want to come back and you can take it over. We miss you. You
Football
think
season starts this weekend.
Don't answer.
Sports ball.
Think about that. You have a week to think about that. And we will see you guys next week. And thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.